Good evening, Mega City. I know you're all falling to pieces tonight, but try to hold it together and hang on, because boy, do we have a bunch of questions that are finally getting answered tonight on the Brockton Bay Book Club with your hosts, Jacob,
Hello.
Hannah,
Hello, babies.
Nick,
Hell yeah.
Michael, and I, of course, am Alan. Welcome to the Brockton Bay Book Club. We are a bunch of friends reading through Ward by J.C. McCrae. We are currently going through Arc 10, the back half, which would be, I believe, 9.x to 9.z.
Exactly
10?
what you said, but 10
10,
instead of
yeah.
9 there at the
Yeah,
beginning.
10, not
You're
9.
right.
We're in
10
arc
point
10.
Y to 10.z. So all
So close.
of the all of
I'm
the
going to take away your
interludes.
hosting responsibilities.
I look here, okay. I've got a little sticky note over here, and I can't see it well, so I'm basically going to ignore it.
Where are your
Um,
glasses?
It's not a glasses thing; it's a light thing because I have this light
Oh.
ring, and then I have my microphone. And honestly, glasses might help, but I'm not going to wear them because they glare so much.
Fair.
Important things to note. Tonight we have, of course, bingo in the chat. If you'd like to contribute to the bingo card that you can play along with, you can, of course, join our Patreon where we have a Discord and you can provide answers for that. And, of course, you can always buy some sexy looking merch like Jacob is wearing. A good Brockton Bays, remember old Brockton, rest in peace, very important, especially while going through Ward. A few things to clean up before we move on. Daylight savings time did happen in the US of A. And yes, Democrats and Republicans, everybody wanted to abolish daylight savings time because this is the 21st century and that's dumb that we still do this. The original purpose of it was to set your clocks back for farming, except you can just get up an hour earlier, and that's just how it works. But everybody adjusts it for time, and it still kind of doesn't work out. As somebody who used to coach soccer with no lights at the fields, it still gets dark way earlier. It doesn't really help all that much. So, now, getting into this, I think we had a pretty full arc here.
Oh,
Not just with the last time, but with this time as well. I would be overall, I have to look back at what we read, another 50,000 down this time. But I want to say this might be my favorite arc so far.
Oh.
But like in
10 as a whole
total,
in
as a
total?
whole. And I have
Okay.
reasons, but I'd love to hear what y'all thought about the back half of this arc, starting with Hannah.
Oh, well, you guys know, I'm always been a big Bonesaw fan because I love body horror. I think it's fascinating. I think it's really interesting. And I'm a big Criminal Minds person. So opening up with that bloodbath was immediately I'm locked in. I am locked in. Let's fucking go. Really enjoyed this a lot. Really enjoyed some stuff finally coming to light. It feels like things are happening. So I enjoyed it.
Jacob.
Yeah, I feel like we're probably gonna get into a rhythm here with the remaining of the arcs being as big as they are, where we have to split them up. We just have to. It's too much to read. So we're gonna get a lot of one session will be slower build up, questions, things like that, and then we'll read the back half of the arc and it'll be the exciting fight, the action piece, the answer, whatever. So we definitely got that with 10. We talked about it last time. We're like, first few chapters, like, it's good, but it's a lot of build up, wonder where it's going, and then here we go, and now we're into it, and a lot of questions answered. Still some big questions out there though, but yeah, this will be fun to talk about.
Nick.
Yeah, generally, there are a lot of callbacks and characters that show up again that I'm really happy to see. Kind of like Hannah, I am fascinated by Bonesaw, and kind of the vibe of those scenes feel very similar to things that we've seen before. Plus, yeah, getting a lot of answers, getting some character development with a fight, but with a power that makes it easy to understand the scope, which we'll get to when we get to that bit. It's probably one of my favorite powers in the arc. I'll probably call that out later as my favorite, but yeah, just there's a lot going on, but a lot of good stuff, and I enjoyed it all. And I think it helps too. We got 3 interludes, so the
Mhm.
Vicky perspective was broken up by others' perspectives, 2 of which are people that we've been wanting, and one of which is a person who we didn't know we wanted or needed, but we did.
But we definitely
So,
Ah,
so 3 really good interludes definitely help as well, making this, yeah, pretty strong arc overall, I'd say.
Yeah, like you said, a lot of questions answered, literally left on some important questions.
Mhm.
A lot of interaction with the oldies. Um,
yeah.
a solid fight scene, in my opinion. I think it. Yeah, we'll get to talking about that. And of course,
Mhm.
some, as we love, new powers and stuff introduced. As a
Yep.
whole, for Arc 10, just looking over the chain of events, we've got uh, dealing with family drama, in which Sveta, calls out mom for being a, terrible mother. Um, we've got Sveta and Vicky talking boys while going on the shopping trip. We've got, which is just like, not to torture her, but loves Sveta talking about her body dysmorphia. Like,
Yeah.
really hits hard with that.
That
We
interpersonal
do
stuff. Real
uh,
tasty.
some tracking with the time, like the time camera, talking to the police. Really enjoy that interaction, learning about how cluster draining potentially works was an interesting discovery. Um, Doing a little bit of the surveillance, talking with other groups, talking with mercenary groups, having the big group discussion, having and that's just the first half from last session.
Yeah.
Then we get into this and we get answers. We get to see Tattletale. We get to meet the Heartbroken. We get to meet, our old Chicago Wards team. I should have worn my Chicago Ward sweatshirt. Might go get that.
Yeah, go get it.
And then, all of the body horror and the other 2 interludes, and I think a very solid fight scene.
Mhm.
With some great reveals and some great cliffhangers. Like, when we get to Victoria just looking at the notes and going, "What the fuck?" I remember that being a moment, the definitive moment for me of, I need to know what the fuck.
Yeah.
Not a lot of this when I was reading it was cliffhanging me to the next section. That one for sure, her opening that file, I had to know. I had to keep reading.
Mhm.
So,
Oh, yeah, for
but
sure.
um,
No, this one felt like one where the individual chapters really rolled more like I would expect a book to roll, but with those good
Mhm.
cliffhangers at the end of each chapter, right? Where it's
Yeah.
mhm.
like,
Mhm.
like, oh no, because 1010 ends with Victoria basically saying, "Hey, all of these people are alive." 10
Yes.
11 10 11 ends with, I don't remember what, but I know there's something. Um, and then 10 12 ends with people getting shot. 10 13 ends with Victoria going, "What the heck is this?" in the files. Like, it feels like every chapter
Yeah.
really rolls into the next one to
Mhm.
where
Mhm.
things are definitely picking up. And it pulls you into the reading. You want to keep reading it. Um, so yeah,
Yeah.
very, very good second half for sure.
Yeah. But let's get into this. Nick, if you would start
Yes.
us with the
10x.
Tattletale interlude while I go don my Chicago
Yeah,
Wards
there you
sweatshirt.
go.
Go off you go. Off you go.
Alrighty. 10.x Interlude. Tattletale. Tattletale tracks March and watches the Wardens return from their mission. Then she's hacked by Kinsey. and cuts off the cameras. She watches the heartbroken torture Aiden and attends a villain meeting.
Finally got our Tattletale interlude. We've been waiting
Yeah, thank
True.
so
goodness.
long for, and I'm kind of
Never enough.
sad that it's
TT
over
in
and
the
we didn't
chat.
get another one.
Oh my gosh, it's
Yeah.
finally
TT's
time.
in chat. I do hope we have more Tattletale interludes because she feels
Yeah,
like
Alan,
our
show
bridge.
off that sweatshirt.
Oh yeah, let's see the sweatshirt.
Show off the sweatshirt, Alan.
Yes.
Let's see it. You gotta show it off.
Mhm.
So this was a merch
So here
option.
we
I'm gonna tell
have
everybody. Oh no, he's talking about
Brockton, Brockton Bay's own, designed by Hannah. Got Chicago, of course, represent PRT logo right there. Of course, Chicago awards, made by your own Hannah.
What can I say?
Oh,
This was
Nice job.
actually
Very nice.
an optional sweatshirt that we were thinking about selling merch wise, but because we don't want to overlap on Wild Bow and
His copyright. Yeah.
since it's we don't want to rip off him and his stuff. That's why our merch is
Mhm.
just Brockton Bay Book Club merch at the moment.
also, for those of you who know, got my next tattoo for the Wild Bow arm.
Yep.
Couple of Wyvern formula with Ravage. For those of you who know.
There you
Let's
go.
go.
I suppose we will all learn eventually when we get
Eventually,
to
we'll
the
get
rest
there.
of Wild Bow's works.
Someday,
but,
perhaps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
Yeah, so Tattletale interlude. Man. So Tattletale having her finger and everything, just as always.
Of course.
As
Ugh.
always.
I think the thing that stuck out to me the most, though, is her perspective on Aiden or Chicken Little, and just
Mhm.
how he really is for her, like a proxy for Taylor. And I think
Mhm.
we talked about it previously, how Tattletale didn't have many people who she really trusted or cared about, it seems, like in a deep way. Obviously, she
Mm.
cared about the Undersiders to an extent, but I don't think she had close relationships with them, except for maybe Taylor, and I'd even say Gru to an extent, right? Where it's like they were both the leaders. He was kind of the tactical frontline leader. She was the more behind the scenes leader. But they definitely had some rapport. So she's lost Gru. She's lost Taylor. But Aiden has received kind of a piece of that same shard that
Yeah.
Taylor had. And it makes sense that being one of Taylor's kids from her time as an Undersider, it's like, yeah, Chicken Little is sort of, I'm going to take care of you as if you were my best friend's kid.
Yeah.
And we know this sort of transference that she had from her brother to Taylor was
Yeah.
why she latched onto Taylor in the first place.
Yeah.
So it makes
Yeah.
sense that like she would just kind of continue. I mean, if Aiden's gone, she just kind of feels like she would wait until she found another Taylor,
Mhm.
you know, somebody who's in that position.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hang on to them.
I
Mhm.
I like her interaction with oh shoot, I can't remember what's her name. Lily? Is her real name? Is it Lily? Not Lily.
Foil?
Oh, we're talking about
Yeah, what's-
Lily is Perry Ann, right?
No.
Or is that Foil?
Lily is
remember.
Foil.
Anyway,
I'm pretty sure.
she's talking to Foil. I was
Yeah.
trying to remember her real name, but yeah, no, Foil. Like this kind of because I love interludes with Tattletale because she picks apart everyone's body language and everything about them. And so like you see the train of thought that's happening. And you see her shutting them down even as she's looking at her like her PJ pants and like the fact that she's gained some weight and that she's like really settling into kind of a more domestic space. Like, oh, she's saying, you know, sorry, but does she actually mean it? And you know, she wants something. Like, what is it? And trying to push all of those thoughts away in order to engage with her teammate, engage in this space. And that's it's so interesting that like she's always thinking of 18 billion things all at the same time, and that affects like how she talks to the people around her and how she interacts with them. And even in a non-tactical sense, even in this moment where she and Boyle are standing there and they're just chatting, it's like she's still having to turn off the tactical parts of her brain and just like engage with another human being. And
hmm
man, I miss Tattletale. I miss having her around just all the time. Ugh.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of interesting because Tattletale functioned as the Hermione character for a lot of Worm.
Mm, yeah.
Um, where which is a can be a smart writer's tactic, but and to explain is simply you create a character who is really intelligent and knows a lot about the world that you've created. So if you need somebody to explain things to your audience, your main character, who's the proxy for the audience, can have this character explain things to them without it feeling, too like overt or overhanded. And Tattletale
Yeah.
definitely played that role. What's interesting about Ward is that because Victoria is kind of a cape nerd, she kind of is her own Hermione character. And I wonder if sometimes that weakens the narrative just in the sense of
Mm,
she, not that it's not interesting, but just like her knowledge about the world feels a lot more overt or maybe heavy-handed. But then also Victoria doesn't know a lot, so it kind of goes, I don't know.
No, yeah, I
yeah.
think
But yeah,
that's
I,
yeah, I think those little subtle things like that are what make I think for a lot of people Ward harder to latch onto as quickly than Worm did. Just those
mhm,
small little tropes and tactics. But we
Yeah,
get
it
there.
feels like that classic. Like you need to have a kind of boring blank slate main character. Not
Right.
necessarily, but that people self-insert onto, and then
Right.
Yeah.
also like you don't want them to be the funny character because that's the side character's job. But you also don't want that funny side character to be the main character, otherwise it
Yeah.
sucks.
mm,
Looking at you, Johnny Depp. Um,
yeah,
and like that's why Han Solo's so great. Han Solo's not great as a main character,
hmm
mhm,
but Luke is, because you can kind of just glass over that person and everybody explains things to them because that's you. But Vicky's got more personality than Taylor does and has like this very strong history that we're aware of because we've lived through it as an outsider.
mhm,
So it's hard to, when reading, kind of step into her position and hear her explain things, because she takes on all these roles that are typically divided amongst side characters.
yeah,
Um, and not that you can't do it that way, but traditionally it's done that way because it's hard for the audience to engage with, and also,
mhm.
which makes it a little bit harder to write.
hmm
Yeah, for sure. And at the same time, though, it is a sequel, so I can understand like, oh, these characters should know more about the world they're in. So it works, but it is definitely a difference that, yeah, I think could make the bar to entry of enjoying or Ward a little bit higher than Worm. Besides the fact that you have to read all of Worm to really enjoy Ward, and Worm is
Yeah.
incredibly
Right.
long. So,
Yeah.
the bar to
I
entry is
would
already pretty
love
Titanic.
to hear somebody's take on Ward if that's the first one they wrote,
Yeah.
or like read.
Right.
Oof.
Like
Because I'm not gonna lie,
starting.
I would have a blast because I love stories that pick up in the middle.
Hmm,
I think all narratives should work that way personally, but and just
I
not explain anything.
I mean,
I think I
Worm
just
does
like a
that
villain
to an
story better
extent.
than a hero story.
Yeah.
yeah,
Worm does
that too.
that. Uh, Worm does a really good job of combining a lot of exposition with like easing it into in a very natural way. Um, and Ward does some of that in chunks, but for more complicated concept that like you need that for. Um, but otherwise, kind of just goes in swinging, which I really enjoy. Like I said, for most stories I read, I will pick up via context clues what's going on. So like if I read this for the first time, I think I would have a blast. But I would love
Yeah.
to know if anybody else has ever read Ward first and then was like, I wonder
By
if there's
accident.
more of this world.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like you'd have to, if you're the kind of person who could accidentally read Ward first, you're going to have a bad time because of how many times on the website itself Wildbow says, if you haven't read Worm yet, read this first. This is a sequel. So like your reading comprehension and ability to notice detail already has to be lower than average.
We have
So-
to like get a guinea pig. Like we have to set this up actually.
Yeah, yeah.
We have to be
Yeah,
like, hey,
yeah.
listen, everyone's gonna tell you to read Worm first. We're
You know what
telling
we
you
do?
not to do that.
You know what we do?
As
We take somebody
we
like
told him to read it wrong as a joke.
You know what we do is we just tell Taylor, it's like, hey, I know you've only read like the first 8 arcs of Worm. Just go and read Ward now and tell
Our
me what
Taylor,
you think.
by
Yeah.
the way.
Our
To be
Taylor,
clear,
yeah.
for
Yeah.
our
Taylor, I
listeners.
know you're just slammed with school and work, but
We
you
know
wanna
you
add
are the
an
busiest of
extra
us all,
2
but-
million words to that.
Yeah.
It would be really funny for us.
We'll pop popcorn and watch you struggle.
Amuse
Yeah.
me, Taylor.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
anyways.
There was
Anyways, back to
I was gonna say
Battle
Go ahead.
Tales arc.
I took rarely do I take notes when I'm reading or listening, but I did have a few. Tattletale mentions 1 dormant and 1 active Endbringer. We know the Simurgh is the active Endbringer. Do we know who the dormant Endbringer is?
Kansu, I believe.
Oh, is
The
it
time
Kansu?
one.
Want to?
The time one.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I believe they've mentioned, I'm pretty sure it's Kansu, and somebody in chat can correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe they've mentioned like the others are kind of missing, but
Mhm.
Simurgh is still floating around, and Kansu just has a time bubble in like South America on Earthbet, and is just chilling there.
He's just
Just
hanging
like-
out. Okay,
Yeah.
fair enough.
That's I think I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's Kansu. I don't know.
Chat confirms.
Yeah, the other thing, Jack confirms. Okay, cool. Yes, good job,
Cool,
Nick.
nice.
Homeschool high five.
Ah,
Also, speaking of weird things they mentioned, I took a note on this. They mentioned they're trying to get Imp's arm back.
Yeah,
What?
yeah.
yeah.
She lost
it
an arm,
didn't
but they
sound
think they can get it back.
I don't. It didn't sound like if she's lost an arm, we're gonna get her a prosthetic. It sounds like she literally lost her arm, and we need to find it and bring
Yeah.
it back
Yeah.
and put it back on.
I
know?
love it.
Like,
I love
okay,
it.
all right,
Now we know how that works, but
yeah, right. Now we know how that works, but it's like,
Yes.
okay.
That was funny.
um,
Too many mentions of the machine army too. I'm waiting. I'm convinced that'll
Oh
have
my
a payoff
gosh.
at some point now. Initially, I was like, oh, I wonder if that's just some. This is the state of the world. Everything's kind of crazy, but it's been mentioned a few times now, so I'm anticipating a payoff at some point.
The biggest
Yeah,
tease
yeah.
would be Wildbow just mentioning the threat of the machine army for 20 arcs and nothing happens.
Just keep. This is the big cliffhanger.
We're all
at the
just
end
like
of
waiting very impatiently, tapping
Yeah.
our feet.
yeah.
Yeah. No,
Uh,
I mean, I feel like I think I said this before last time we interacted with the Undersiders, but it feels like Victoria and their crew is so small in comparison. And when we were in Worm, again, not to, always compare the comparison game between the two, but like, since we're here, like Tattletale is looking into the big threats. She's looking into the big problems. She's seeing the big picture. For her, it's not just the town or the city or the planet. It's the multiverse, as it were, and like the looming problems that are happening and how each group is interacting and the bigger threats. And it feels like while Victoria and her group like knows about it, like they're very, like, especially in the beginning, like they're very focused on like a hollow point. Like that's where their focus was. And then it was like, okay, now we had our big fight at the prison. Okay. And now we're gonna have, and it's like, it feels so small potatoes compared to like Tattletale, who's got like her eyes like both looking in like 2 different directions because she's like watching what's going on in the rest of the fucking universe. And it's nice to see her bored and to see her like connecting dots and like thinking about the Endbringers because they were such a big problem in Worm, and now they're like, who cares? Who cares? Which I hate. It makes me so upset. I love the Endbringers. I think they're great.
Yeah.
So yeah.
No, we know that the Simmerg's still up to no good.
Oh,
yeah.
Things are happening.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
bless her.
Oh,
Give
yeah.
me big
Biding her
creepy angel in
time.
the
We know
sky
that
any day.
we know that Eidolon's wettest dream is still out there doing stuff. So
Yeah, that's right.
God, love it.
God. Things I noted down. Being tattletale reminds me of when I got an eye infection. I was not allowed to have any light sources, and I was not allowed to read. So I was forced to lay in a room and listen to podcasts at
Ooh.
best. And sometimes the podcast gave me a headache. So that was a really shitty couple of days.
How long was that?
It was really like a solid 48 hours of I had to skip classes and just
Wow.
literally lay on a couch in my room. And it sucks being sick. It sucks being sick and not being able to like watch TV or play
anything.
video games or
Oh,
even
yeah.
read. Like I said, literally just couldn't do anything with my eyes and
Wow.
had a massive headache the whole time. And that's what like the tattletale, like when her power gets ramped up and she's alone in her dark room just trying to cut out stimuli, like that's what I imagine it's like. She's got a massive migraine from just being awake and alive.
Wow.
Mhm.
And
Brain
Kenzie
just
doesn't
won't
help,
stop
of
running
course.
either.
I did love Tattletale's reaction is like just smash everything, just instant shutdown, hit all the buttons. She's like, Kenzie's logo
Yeah.
pops up and she's like, nope, 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 nope.
Just hits the big red button.
Kenzie.
Yeah,
Fuck.
exactly.
Just
Bonk.
marked Kenzie or lookout.
And I knew
yeah.
I knew in my head what Kenzie was gonna say later. Like I know like Kenzie's not being malicious, like to try to spy on her. And Kenzie's like, I just wanted to say hi, Tattletale.
I just want to say hello. Oh, bless.
Here's
laugh.
the thing. I don't trust Kenzie for a second to not drop
Oh,
something
yeah.
else in there.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
absolutely.
Of course.
Yeah.
Her
Of course.
Tattletale's reaction is completely reasonable. It's just funny to me.
Oh, yeah.
Kenzie being
Yeah.
like, I just wanted to say hi.
All I did was say hello and drop a virus into her computer so we can keep an eye on everything that she does and says and moves and all of her mouse clicks. And it's like, I love too that Tattletale has like her backup server is this like 4 foot by 2 foot by 6 foot brick that's like located somewhere in New Brockton, and she just like has everything on there, and it's all just like randomized fake shit that only she knows, and there's no
Right.
actual like code to how the files are sorted. It's just like truth mixed in with all these lies, and the only way that you could decode it all is with Tattletale's power, because literally she would look at all the information and be like, that's wrong, that's wrong, that's wrong, okay, this is the correct one. Like,
Yeah.
That's
it's
really
the
cool.
most Tattletale shit I've ever heard.
Yeah.
That's using your
I
power
love seeing
smartly. That's great.
people who made it out alive. Bryce.
Remind me who Bryce is.
Remind me who Bryce is.
Bryce is the brother
Bryce
that
Kiley?
we saved from the mall.
That's
oh,
right.
Gotcha, yeah.
Little douchebag brother.
Well, bitch.
Oh,
Little bitch boy
yeah.
brother.
Bitch boy.
Yeah. Is that
Sierra's
is that
brother?
Yeah,
Sierra's
Sierra.
brother? Okay.
Who's
Yeah.
like sort of the de facto mayor-ish until the election thing.
She was runner up.
Yeah.
Mayor
Yeah.
And then
runner-up.
she was runner up because she was the big CEO.
Yeah,
person.
big
Yep.
CEO in charge of all the development
Forrest
for it
still
and stuff.
around, it sounded
Love
like.
her.
Is Forrest still around?
Mentioned
Yeah.
later, Forrest and
Yep.
Charlotte.
Forrest and Charlotte are still around.
which are kind of like
Yeah.
de facto
Probably taking
parental
care of the
figures.
kids.
Yep.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
Chicken Little says like, you're not my real parents, and Tattletale's like, okay, well, I'll call Forrest and Charlotte. Okay, well, all right then. Love it.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah.
so great.
Coil's sniper team.
Yes, Coil's
Just
sniper
one.
team. I loved that
Just
call
not just
out.
one.
I love that
There's a
call
whole
out. I was
crew
like,
of
oh,
them.
yeah.
That's
Oh.
the spin-off I need.
Yeah.
Once
Oh,
again,
man.
that
It's just
is what
called
the
Foil Sniper.
original Boys was in the comic.
Right.
Is like them rigging all of the heroes' houses and then sitting out with a sniper and being like, all right, we're gonna blackmail the shit out of them if they do step out of line. And if the heroes act up like really bad, we just shoot them in the head from across the street. And that's what they do. That's what the
Man.
whole, like, the Boys was like a CIA operation to keep powered people in check.
Foil Sniper did nothing wrong.
We'll come back to
Right.
how effective guns are towards the end.
Oh
of
boy,
Oh,
howdy.
boy.
Yeah.
And then of course we have the mention of the Haast's eagle, which was like a real bird
Yeah.
from like 1,000+ years or 100,000+ years ago that, you know,
Yeah, hold on, I'm
super
gonna look this
big.
shit up.
The comic boys did have powers, though. That is correct. However, their main job
Holy shit.
wasn't them using their powers to like keep people in line. It was the CIA operation, and if it came to it, they happened to have powers that they could use to rough up heroes with.
Ooh.
I've heard the
Jeez.
comics are a lot weirder than the show, though, which is saying something.
Oh, I've
I don't know
seen-
about weirder. They're both pretty bad in
I've
their
seen
own
some.
ways.
I've seen
Yeah.
some images from the comics, and whoa, that's a choice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Certainly a choice.
Ooh.
Yeah, the Haas Seagull, real bird.
Yeah. South
yeah.
Island of New Zealand, between 22 and 40 pounds.
Which is huge for a bird.
Big bird.
That's a big
Yeah,
old bird.
I was gonna say
Bird,
compared to
yeah.
the next largest, the harpy eagle at 20 pounds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
That's a-
twice the size of
You thick
the
boy.
largest bird. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Mhm. And then I know it comes up later, but him nicknaming it in his head "Chicken Big" is really fun. Is
Oh,
incredible.
Oh,
It's the
yeah.
best name.
Such
It's the-
joy.
But he's not allowed to say it.
He's not allowed to say.
Not allowed
Not
to say
allowed
it.
because Amp will kick him out.
So he just calls it "Chicken Big" in his head, which is great.
Love that.
Yeah, the heartbroken are creepy. I think that needs to be addressed. The heartbroken kids
Very
are
creepy.
like
Yeah.
peak creepy kids,
Mhm.
ex-cult
Yeah.
kids, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, not my
Okay.
Bernard,
favorite.
you were right. A chicken large does give off Atlas vibes. Or
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Yep.
for
Yep.
sure.
Love that. I need someone to explain to me what the game / test was, because all of a sudden someone's being told to shoot the kid and then they're tackling Chicken Little and kissing him. I don't understand what happened. I don't understand what
My
happened. Like,
my understanding is like basically one of the guards is like, hey, these kids are having fun, but they have a tendency to go overboard. Just be aware you might need to shoot them if they do. And I think the guard's reaction justifiably being like, wait, what the hell? What do you mean?
yeah.
And
What?
they're like, no, trust me, it could happen. I'll let you know. And
Because
then
it's the older brother that says it too. It's
Yeah.
Samuel, I think, who's like
think
the
so,
oldest
yeah.
brother,
yeah,
Mhm.
is like, yeah, you might gonna have to shoot one of my siblings. Just be
I
ready.
but I don't understand what's happening. What are they doing?
I think
like
I think the actual game is just kiss tag, where their goal is just to like plant a kiss on Aiden.
right, but
Yeah,
like
But there's a chance, because of how their powers interact with emotions and feelings and things, that they could take the game too far and do something to Aiden like that's permanent damage. And
'cause you remember their dad used to make
Yes,
them do
no.
stuff to
Yeah.
each other all the time, and they
Right,
would
yes.
call it tests and games and stuff like that.
yeah. It just
And,
it was
yeah.
one of those things where it felt like if
yeah,
if on the daily we're worried about this so much that we're casually gonna just tell a random dude to shoot a kid, those kids don't need to be out with the group. Like I don't understand.
I feel like it
just-
was more this is the
Like
way
it-
things used to be, but Samuel is more like, I think it was Samuel saying it, is like,
Yeah.
it's not as serious as he's making it sound. He's like,
Okay.
the odds of a kid needing to be shot is very low. Like, it's not zero, but it's a very low chance. But he doesn't
Yeah.
explain that to the guard. He's just like, I just want you to be on your
Yeah.
toes just in case. Even though it's like a 5% chance he actually needs to do it.
It feels
Well,
like there's
also-
3 tests going on.
Yeah. Yeah.
if
It
you
feels
will.
like this is a
Number-
layered thing.
This is a layered
Yeah.
thing. One is that's a new guard, clearly. Like, at least an
Mm.
exposure to dealing with the heartbroken. And he needs to be essentially aware of these are really dangerous children. These are children running around with loaded weapons. When they are playing with you or with other people, you need to be aware that you might have to like literally knock them out or kill them because they're going to do something really, really bad. Like,
Right.
So that's test number 1. Test number 2 is for Chicken Little. In this building up confidence and his villain persona, he needs to learn to, be like, I need to be in villain mode and, stand strong and whatnot. Or how, building that villain
Not
identity.
let these kids push
Right.
me around.
Not letting them push him around or, play with them or whatever, and the third is the literal kiss tag where they're going to tackle him and plant as many kisses on his mask as possible.
Which
before
is
getting,
also
pulled off.
probably a layered test for those kids that they can play fun games and not go overboard with their powers and hurt somebody.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of
Okay.
like a super layered test for everybody. And
Because a lot of them are
Samuel-
they
That
have
makes
to make
more sense.
contact with somebody to use their power, and to
Yeah.
make contact and not use their power might be the test,
The actual
especially
test.
when I forget who are the 2 that chase him down. It's
Darlene's one
is-
of them.
Darlene's one of them, and I forget who the other. But specifically for Darlene, hey Darlene, tackle this boy you have a crush on, and don't use your emotion power on him, or
Yeah.
your,
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
like, so.
Yeah.
A
Okay.
lot-
I
lot
just
of layers going on.
it felt like it all happened really fast, and I was really confused. And in the end, I was just kind of like,
It was a bit
okay.
weird. Oops. Yeah, no, it was a bit weird. I agree. It was a bit odd.
And yeah, there just sometimes there are sections where it's like, I say sometimes, many times there are sections that Wild Bill writes that are like meant to not have, you don't have all the information until the end, and then they explain it, and then you're like, oh, okay. But then oftentimes he doesn't do the explaining part. He just like lets you sit with whatever just happened, and you're like, I don't know what just happened, so I guess I'm gonna just have to keep reading again.
Well, I think that's part of the serial format. I mean, and there are some when you read, like, I'll just say harder to read books. The idea is not that you read through the book as fast as you can. It's that you read a chapter on your, your break, and then you think about that chapter for a couple days, and then you read the next chapter of the book.
That's not quite what
and
I mean, but
And in this case, you read the chapter and maybe you reread it, and then the next the next chapter comes out in a couple days. And you
Yeah.
sit and you think
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah,
Wild
it's not
Bow
working
also
at
has
all, but that's
a
fine.
tendency to, like, maybe more what you meant is Wild Bow's tendency to kind of throw things in there without really any explanation and no promise of
that's
a
what I
future
meant.
one. Of like, oh, like, I think a good example would be Sleeper in Worm, where he's briefly mentioned a few times, but there's never any payoff for Sleeper in Worm. He's just kind of a throwaway line. Or even we could say what happens in one of the interludes we'll get to later. A lot of that was throwaway material.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
right.
we thought that
we thought.
turned out to be something more interesting, like taking up something. So, it's one of
Yeah.
those where it's like, what happened here? I don't know. Does it matter? Maybe we'll find out. Maybe we won't.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Maybe yeah.
Yeah. Maybe. I don't know.
As Bernard puts, a good example is the entire prologue of Ward. You're just reading the text messages.
Right.
Yeah. I guess
Yeah.
I guess what I mean though is like we've talked about this before when it comes to writing, that like you don't want to hand your reader everything. Like you don't want to spell everything out for them, because you kind of want to have give your readers the benefit of the doubt that they'll put two and two together and they'll make the the clues that you've given them make sense, and they'll tie it all together and they'll be like, oh my gosh, and you have the light bulb moment. I feel like too often I don't have the light bulb moment, and that might just be that I'm I'm too stupid for Wildbow. But I honestly, like, there are times where I read it and I'm like, I know I was supposed to get what just happened, but I don't. And like with this, I like, okay, we were playing a game, or it was a test, or we were gonna shoot a child, but I I understand all the points. Like I understand that the heartbroken children are dangerous. We've known that since Worm. We know I understand that Chicken Little is being tested and he's supposed to be this villain kid. He later talks about that in his own interlude. I get that, like, but I don't understand the purpose of it. So it's just kind of like okay. All right. I guess. So, yeah. It doesn't happen all the super often, but every once in a while we'll run into a section like that where I'm like, I think I was supposed to get what you're trying to do, Wildbow, but I didn't, and I'm just okay. I'm just gonna keep going because I don't get it.
Yeah, he does he every now and then has those obtuse chapters where you're just like you said, like, what just happened? Like, I think I know that something happened, but man, you could have probably written that a little bit better.
That's why we've got
This
a
is
podcast.
definitely one of
we can
those.
discuss it.
Yeah, that's why we talk about it.
Right. Exactly. Now,
I'm trying to
limitations
think of other
serialized format.
chapters. I mean, to a degree, the interlude with Chris has a lot of that, and even in retrospect,
we'll get to
I still go, okay, well, I feel like there's a better way that you could still leave it, retrospectively understandable, but not write it as weird. But
week to week writing is tough.
Yeah. Oh yeah, of course.
And I appreciate it. It's definitely different than a lot of writing that I read. So
yeah, we always got to say that with that caveat every time. Like no polishing, no editing, no rewrites. Like
yeah,
every novel every professional novel is going through like 4 or 5 rewrites.
Yeah,
more
20,000 words.
Too low,
you know.
too low, too low, Jacob.
Yeah.
Go higher, go higher.
So yeah, it's a crazy amount of dedication and talent to try to get it all done in one shot.
Absolutely.
And sometimes it doesn't work out. That's fine.
All right. Well, after an hour of talking about that, do you want to go to the second chapter?
Yeah, I think
usual.
the only thing left for 10X is to say Tattletale attending this big villain meeting and basically at the end just saying, you know what? You guys do what you want. I'm not going to interfere anymore. Just, go to town.
Yeah.
Dangerous.
Yeah. But yeah, let's do 10-10.
Hey.
Which 10-10 we could blend with 10-11 too if we wanted to. I feel like.
Go for
it. 10.10. Victoria and Sveta meet the returning heroes and encounter Vista, Golem, and Cuff. And the group investigates the grisly scene of the deaths of 3 heroes. Deaths in quotes. 10-11, Victoria interviews the still living Nailfarer, learns that they were baited to the encounter, and informs the other heroes, who begin hunting the culprits. So, in 10-10, we get to see a lot of people come back. Golem and Cuff, of course, are great, but Vista's there, Crystal is there, Weld is there. It's like, it's a big reunion of a bunch of characters we haven't seen in a while, and I love it. And has Golem gotten taller? I think was a note that I had of like, is he like even taller than he was before?
Yeah, he's taller, and they were like, and he's big, but I can't tell. Like, he's not fat, and he's not exactly muscular. He's just
He's
a
just
big
a
boy.
Stocky.
large
Yeah.
man. He's just
Yeah,
grown
he's
into
just-
himself.
He's just a
so
brick.
proud. Oh,
Yeah,
so proud.
yeah.
Also, they said he's as big as Weld is now.
He's
Isn't
just a
Weld like
so-
fucking tall? Didn't we say
think
Weld was
Weld
like
is-
6'5"?
I don't think Weld is so much that he's huge. It's just that he's heavy as all hell because he's made of metal. I'm
I
pretty
just
sure
kind of assumed
Weld
he
is.
grows with metal.
Yeah, right.
I was gonna say,
Same.
I've always assumed that Weld is just a metal man, not like a colossus metal man.
Oh,
Yeah, no, I assumed he wasn't like a Iron Giant or anything like that. But I also had the assumption that he did like get bigger the more metal he took on. But
Probably, yeah.
but he's also at this point in his life probably pretty good at not touching metal accidentally. So
Yeah.
right.
Wears lots of Henleys and gloves.
Yeah,
I'm blessed.
can bulk up whenever he wants.
Weld and a Henley. Ah,
Yeah. Oh man.
love that.
Good to see him though, and Victoria just piecing together who he is immediately, and I was like, "Oh, you're his," and he's like, "Yeah, yeah."
Yeah,
So
yeah.
cool.
I get that a
Yeah.
lot.
Oh,
I get that a lot.
love that.
Yep.
Love that so much. A lot of
I
fun.
do
It's a lot of
love-
fun to see all the old people again.
Yeah,
Love it.
I
yeah.
love seeing Golem's like nerdiness, though, and I'm glad he kept the name because I remember with Taylor, he was like
Yeah.
debating it, like, "Am I gonna keep this name? Maybe it's too dorky, but I like what it
Right.
means and how I'm trying to
Love
be
it.
different than my dad." And he's like, "Yeah, you might notice the irony in my name. It's Victoria." I'm like, "Yes, Golem, keep it,
So
Sweet
good.
boy."
Imagine him going, get it,
Sweet
get it,
Biddable.
get it.
Also, just like the nerd stuff of like they were in the same city together, and like he knew her through association, and like she didn't really know him because once he got his powers, I mean, he was gone, and then he was in the Chicago ward. So like
Mhm.
their interaction in Brockton Bay didn't happen, and like, but she was always like he knew who she was. Oh, I just love that, like the little like kind of fangirl moment of like, okay, so you don't know me, but you beat up this guy once, and it like really changed the way that I looked at life.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just love that
Yeah.
so much.
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah.
such fun.
listen,
And who just
listen, we
says
gave
her like abuse of power back in the day didn't
I know,
have
I was
positive
gonna say.
benefits?
I was
Right?
gonna say
Just
like
chucking
we
dumpsters.
gave Victoria a lot of flack for chucking dumpsters at Nazis, but maybe she should have chucked more dumpsters at more Nazis.
more
really.
dumpsters at Nazis.
I mean, I see nothing wrong with that.
The world would be a better place, perhaps.
Right. I love that we still have Vista still keeps up with Rachel. We had that, in the epilogue chapters
Mhm.
Yeah.
before, and
Yeah,
those meetings continue to
sure.
happen, and so
Fun.
do, assumedly, because they talk
With
about
Miss
Miss Militia as well.
Yeah, yeah.
With Miss
With her
Militia. Yeah.
and Miss Militia still regularly meet with Rachel, and
Yep.
that Vista feels comfortable enough saying, "Hey, can we invite Rachel? I don't know if she'll come, but."
Yeah,
love
she's like,
that.
"I want to
That
invite
makes me
Rachel to
happy.
my birthday party,
And
Victoria.
they're
Is that
like,
okay?"
"Fucking hellhound," and she's like, bitch." First off,
Yeah. She's like, "I'll vouch
Yeah.
for her, and Miss Militia will too." And Victoria's like, "What? Miss
Yeah.
Militia?"
just the girl that used to tear
Random
people
name
up with
drop.
dogs.
Dog
Oh.
girl.
Oh,
I didn't.
Rachel.
I
Dog
didn't
girl with
find
the dog
any.
brain.
I didn't find any official height for Weld, unfortunately. So
Yeah, I
Ugh.
couldn't find any either.
Mm.
Golem is taller than Weld, though. That is in
Weld
in
is
his
just
wiki, his
jacked
appearance.
and made of metal. That's all I could find.
Yeah.
He's very
Yeah.
muscular.
I think it's that
Wide.
we, at least for me, when I think of Metal Man, my brain immediately goes to Colossus, who is huge.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Weld is not Colossus, though. He's not that big. So,
No.
Yeah.
but I do like
No.
to imagine Weld is Colossus, and Theo is just naturally that much bigger than
He's just-
Colossus.
He just
God.
absolutely bulked up. Yeah.
I love it. Mm.
I love Vicky talking about Shadow Stalker and Tattletale. I thought the comparisons were pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Especially the contrast between the two, or well, a somewhat comparison between the two, I guess. So with her talking about like she does Shadowstalker did good things to feed her ego, but is ultimately like a bad person. She just got in the situation where feeding her ego was doing the right thing. And Tattletale, on the other hand, feeds her ego, and by being situationally by being a bad person, but can't help herself but do these good things that kind of eke out like you are a good person, at your core.
It's sort of the Tattletale's like a small scale version of what Cauldron was, where it's like Cauldron does heinous stuff, but ultimately for the good of humanity. I think the difference, of course, is that like for Cauldron, it was kind of the cold calculation of what's the path to victory. Whereas with Tattletale, like there is something about her that like, no, she kind of cares about some people and like she actually wants the best for people.
Yeah.
In some regards, you know. Yeah.
Yeah. Where Shadowstalker's true self kept eking out because she couldn't help herself but be a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
It's like she read one Punisher comic and decided that would be her whole personality.
Gosh, what
God.
a bitch.
Except she wished
Calm
she
down.
kind of had a code like Punisher. Like Punisher is a jackass and nobody likes him, but like he's like, I kill anybody I deem to be a bad guy, and Shadowstalker's like, I'll fucking punch a girl in a mall. I don't care.
Yeah.
Why? Because she can't be happy.
Oh
Exactly.
my god.
Exactly.
Ugh. My,
Yeah.
what a mess.
That aside, though, I do appreciate Victoria being like, let Sveta and Weld have the night off. That was nice.
Yeah. Oh,
And then immediately
bless
they
them.
come back and Crystal's like, oh, I just got this message. Something terrible's happened. And Victoria's like, well, I'll come. I haven't slept in days, but why does that matter?
It's
Yeah.
fine.
Sleep doesn't matter.
Yeah. And then the
yeah.
attack scene, though, very reminiscent of Gru in the locker
Yeah.
scene where it's just like body parts everywhere and absolutely horrendous. And then to find out that they're all alive and being kept alive by some power while being split into pieces
Yeah.
just sounds awful. I'm just like, oh no, that's
I was
'cause
telling
that-
Alan earlier. Oh, I'm sorry, Nick, go ahead.
no, go ahead.
I was telling Alan earlier, but I was listening and getting some work done at the same time, and it got to that part, and I kind of had this moment where, like, I watch a lot of crime shows, and they talk about like blood coagulation and like understanding when beatings happen to a body or like when the body was killed, and like, okay, well, we can tell this was done after they were dead because of the way that the blood pools and blah blah blah, stuff like that. And I'm like listening to it, and she's talking about the red blood and the red blood. She it's wild both, but you know, Vicky, and I'm like, red blood, because Vicky's like looking at Scaffold, and he's like impaled. I won't get into a bunch of details, but he's impaled, and there's a bunch of stuff and all the things, and also the other thing, and she's like looking at it, trying to decide if this happened first and then he was thrown, like, and I'm like, okay, but what do you mean the blood's red? Like, I'm like listening to this happening, and I'm like, is he still alive? And right about when I was like, wait a minute, is he? That's when she put a hand on his chest, and I was like, oh shit. And so I was very proud of myself that I called it about 4 seconds before Vicky did. But that like full body chill when she goes, oh shit, and I was like, oh shit, like full body, just like I kind of started like shaking a little bit, realizing like, oh my god, they're alive. Like,
Jeez.
oh boy, that fucking hit me, man. I'll tell you, I cried.
Yeah.
I did tear up. Ooh,
No,
it
it's
hit me real hard.
It is one of those like Wildbow does a really good job of the whole fate worse than death kind of trope.
Yes.
And this is an example of that. I'm gonna go on a little tangent here of something it reminded me of. Because this idea
on a
of
journey,
being
Nick.
alive and in pieces, but in pain for who knows how long, potentially forever, is one of those like deaths that has stuck with me from Naruto. There's a villain in Naruto Shippuden called Hidan who is immortal, and the only way they stop him basically is by blowing his body into pieces and then burying him in a massive hole, so that way his body parts can't regenerate. But he's alive because he's immortal. Like, he's not dead. There's just
Yeah.
no way, and they basically cover it up so nobody could ever find it again. And I'm like, well, that's awful. So that
Yeah.
like image has stuck with me, and this is similar enough to that I'm like, I can't even like. It gives you the heebie-jeebies.
It does, yeah.
Sharing your trauma with us live. Thank you, Nick.
Willies.
Yeah, I mean, things I read when I was 15, I have to share with you guys.
Yeah,
Stay with
yeah.
you forever.
You
Mm.
can't be alone in this. But still not as weird as the guy with tongues in his hands. But anyways,
So weird.
Good
One of the names I thought was
And-
interesting
and tongues.
for Nailfarer, who's sort of the star of this next chapter.
Mhm.
Nailfarer comes from the Norse mythology. It was the boat made of the dead people's fingers and toenails.
Oh yes, that thing. Yeah.
Mhm.
Delightful.
The classic thing. I can't remember exactly, but I want to say they ferry like all the monsters involved with Ragnarok to the Ragnaroking, I believe.
Hmm.
I might
the
be
Ragnaroking.
mistaken on that.
The
It's
rock
my Norse
concert.
mythology is a little rough, but that also there was signs of a shovel at the crime scene, which that combined with some other information makes me want to ask. I think they established that there were, did we say like 3 people potentially there?
Yes, they
Yeah,
found
3
there was
is what they
it
had
was a
decided
team
on.
of it was a team of 3 that had been attacked that they know of.
Okay. No, not the 3 people who had been attacked, the 3 attackers.
Yeah,
Oh,
they
yeah.
determined with footprints and stuff that it was
Yes.
that's later. They talk about that later.
10,
Well, yeah,
12, I think. they talk about
Annalise,
it.
I think it is
Yeah,
his name.
yeah,
He's the one who's like, yeah, I'm pretty sure there's 3 because he's like looking at the he's looking at the like footprints and stuff.
So my question for you is, who do we think the 3 attackers are?
Oh Jesus! Fuck if I know, man.
Do we get any hints?
We've got claws. We've got
Yeah.
attack
someone-
from directly above.
Yes. And the
Um,
person who had the claws potentially went back to put Scaffold out of his misery. That's why he had the throat. So potentially someone with at least a little bit of a mercy killing vibe. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
no fucking clue.
we, in terms of characters we've encountered who might have power sets that make sense with this, obviously the preservation is reminiscent of Bonesaw. I think we've mentioned that already. The preservation of
Yeah.
flesh, but it doesn't really fit with her MO.
this feels like a
No.
power
So,
that's doing it.
This
rather
feels like
than,
a power,
Yeah.
not
tinkering.
bio-tinkering. Yeah.
Well,
There is Nailbiter is a character we've also seen who has claws, but has been shown potential. No, not Nailbiter really. She's not very merciful. So the other character that comes to mind is Hookwolf, but I'm pretty sure he's dead, right? Is he
I'm
dead?
pretty sure Hookwolf was dead. Tristan mentions
It
Barcode
could be a clone. Oh, Barcode. Yeah,
Yeah.
Barcode is the
because
one they
of
mentioned.
the deal that they have with Barcode
Right.
is the whole
Right. They mentioned Barcode could be
dismemberment
involved.
stuff.
Yeah. I mean, Barcode makes the most sense, but I don't know.
We don't really know
feel
how
like-
their powers work other than keeping people alive.
Yeah.
In painful ways. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It feels like we've run into a lot of mercenaries, and we do later in this arc even. But the idea that like maybe these could potentially be mercenaries that we don't know, or mercenaries we like vaguely know of. But then again, like I don't know if I know all the people in March's group.
Yeah.
That's
This
true.
is clearly like a baiting kind of thing. Like they're baiting people out. And with the fight later, like it could be a lot of different things. So it's hard to know. The shovel throws me off. I have no freaking clue what the shovel is.
So the Bernard, to your point, not a spoiler, mostly because just seeing if we can figure out any sort of thing. Because to be honest, I don't remember who the three are either. However, the shovel being a big thing, and it's a little bit hinted at in the chapter. Like, wasn't there
Yeah,
a
they talked about
person
it.
with the who that we knew with a shovel as their main weapon? Gully, the Case
shoveler.
53, used to carry a
Gully.
shovel around as their weapon, I believe. I might be mistaken on that. There might be another
I don't
Case
even
53
remember
that's
Gully.
also a
Oh!
large person with a shovel. But
From Worm near the end.
yeah. No, is during
There-
the big confrontation in
At Cauldron.
after Echidna, when it all gets released, they're like, oh yeah, Cauldron gave a bunch of people powers.
Yes,
Gully's like,
that's right.
I want to
That's
be
right.
in on this. I want to know what's going on.
That's
Ye-
And
right.
Gully leaves.
I couldn't have told you that Gully had a shovel. Then. Could not have told you that.
I'm
Yeah, you're
pretty sure
correct.
it's Gully. Yeah.
Yeah, you are correct. I just looked it up. Yes.
Yeah. With all honesty of not remembering anything, my first thought from the above attack was that it was Cradle, but that would mean that like potentially, because like imagine the little hand thing and then like dropping from above.
Right.
Oh, Gully got killed in Cauldron HQ. Well, never mind. Okay.
Okay.
Well,
There you go.
Also, Hookwolf also got killed apparently in
Okay.
thought he had
Lily
died.
shot him through the heart.
That's right.
Get him.
Yeah.
26.
get him,
I
Lily.
was thinking
Um,
Cradle and who else?
Because
is-
Love Lost is the obvious
Love
for
Lost.
me for the claws, and also
Right.
like
Yeah.
Love Lost, I assume if they're not Rain, would want to like put somebody out of their misery. Like,
But also doesn't. But going back to MO, I don't see them
working
working like this, luring people
right.
into it. Into a
Yeah,
trap,
this seems
so.
very.
This feels
Because the other
almost
thing
like
is,
Like
I was just gonna
March's
say this.
shit or something.
This seems more like March, or almost more like Slaughterhouse 9 type Chaos Agent, where it's like
Chaos
even
Agent,
just
thinker,
mercenaries doesn't
planner.
make sense because it's like
right.
if you're
Yeah.
hired to do this, you don't then like it seems too brutal
is
even for most mercenaries.
Too brutal. It's very, very brutal.
Okay,
It
Like
feels more like
it's one thing to
Slaughterhouse
slaughter
9
people.
kind
It's
of
another
level.
thing to like. Oof. Ooh.
Yeah.
That's a choice.
Okay. Oh, follow up. Once again, genuinely, I don't remember. So the other groups at play that we're thinking about was that you had the anti-humans,
Yeah.
or the
Mhm.
anti-parahumans.
Right.
So like,
Yeah.
and they were hiring mercenaries. We had an
Mhm.
attack with them with the mercenaries right after this. And
Yeah.
didn't they say that they attacked a couple other groups at the same time too?
They might have.
Or they had put feelers out to try to lure other groups out.
Yes,
They hadn't
for
successfully
sure.
attacked anybody
Mhm.
else yet.
But I thought when they were attacking Vicky's
Oh.
group during the hero meeting that there were other groups getting. They were
Maybe.
like,
In 1013, I think they mentioned there were a couple other attacks or attempted
Mm.
attacks that weren't as
Yeah.
successful as theirs.
which to me feels very anti-parahuman. Like
Yeah.
them
could be
hiring
that.
parahumans to do the shit to them. But Fran points out could be Sleeper.
Okay, could be.
Could always be Sleeper.
Sleep always possibility.
Yeah, I don't know. This one's tough, and I feel like because there's so many capes working all the time, and because there's so many that I don't remember if they're alive or not. It's just too. I won't.
Yeah.
yeah.
And then if they weren't seemingly good with hanging out in Shin for a while, this could easily also feel like Chris and Amy.
Yeah. Pulling
But
some
but it,
shit.
because like Amy would probably have the power to make body parts self-efficient, right?
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
Chris
Somehow,
has
yeah.
enough weird forms and body parts that
Right.
he could have the claws, and then Amy would want to show mercy to somebody and like go back and be like, "I'm sorry, let me try to kill you," you know.
Right.
Um,
But like
but
I don't
they're
think Amy
busy
would
doing
ever
stuff. They're
agree.
busy
Yeah,
doing
they're
stuff. Yeah,
yeah, one, they're busy.
busy
Two,
doing
I don't think
stuff.
she would ever agree to do something like that. It's
You know,
just it's too awful.
we just always gotta remember to throw it out there. The Simmer could be fucking with somebody. So it could just be
Somebody's simmered up.
yeah, all juiced up on that
Mhm.
simussy.
Yep.
What if it's
Just,
a bunch of normal people trying to get powers, and it's just like it's not working, and it's just getting more and more brutal, and they're just
Oh
being
God,
gross.
like some rogue
awful.
teacher
That's
agent,
awful.
something like that?
Yeah.
Or teacher
Oh.
just gives Tinker powers though, right? Is it just
Tinker
Tinker
and
and
Thinker.
Thinker.
and
Tinker
Thinker?
and
Okay,
Thinker.
yeah.
Yeah. And
Um,
he can enhance existing powers.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I
Um,
don't know.
Yeah.
So-
too many
Yeah.
unknowns.
Yeah,
Speaking
so
of
more things
weird
to think
powers,
about.
though. Well, I was gonna say, speaking of weird
Yeah.
powers, though, Nailfarer's power, Victoria only mentions it, so we never see it. But her power is something about making doors in dead flesh.
Mm-hmm.
Like what the hell does that
Dead
mean?
tissue, I think, is
Dead
the phrase
tissue.
used, which I find fascinating.
Which,
Like,
Yeah.
knowing her backstory and what probably triggered that
Is
is
awful.
awful.
truly awful.
Because just the idea of like, oh man, I've got to make a door and I'm in a container, and there's probably dead bodies around me.
Ugh.
Whew.
Ugh.
But yeah,
God,
what's her name?
I
Dayu.
love this shit.
Dayu,
yeah.
the world's strongest champion, right there.
Oh my God.
Is
Just push
literally
through.
just
Holy shit.
the eye blinking, and
A bunch of scalps.
and being
apparently.
like, do you want to rest? Do you need a break? And you're just like, no, we need to keep going. Like,
Yeah.
like cut up, and you
And the whole
couldn't even
thing
stop
about
her.
Yeah, and the whole thing about trying to stay cold because the numbness helps, but she wants her head to stay warm so that she can be cognizant enough to like respond and not be, falling asleep, basically. Numb,
Yeah.
basically, which is whoa.
Whew. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah, no, this shit got me. This shit got me real good.
And like,
and also
Vicky's.
just
Yeah. Sorry.
no, go ahead, please.
I would say Vicky's doing the eye thing and the tracking, and then it wasn't, of course, until Crystal took over and was like, "Oh, I know how to do it," and I was like, "Of course," because I keep forgetting that Vicky, that was the only way she could communicate
Yep.
for years,
Yeah. Well,
Yep.
and to have and Crystal being there, and also knowing how to do it from when she visited her, like, of course, and that hits so
Yeah.
much harder because just
It's-
Vicky being there with somebody else on
And
the kind of the other end of that situation.
Yeah, and she doesn't leave.
No.
She stays there, and she's an advocate for them all the way to the hospital,
Yeah, and then she leaves, of course, to come back to find her roommates asleep, wine passed out on the couch together. Like, yeah, with the charcuterie board. That's the most damsel and Ashley thing I've ever seen.
Ashley damsel shit.
Are they
and then-
fucking?
and then-
they give their fucking.
They're
bud.
fucking right. Come on. Okay, I had this conversation with myself. Right. So you have to know. Okay, so I'm gonna reenact this for you guys really quick. So
Oh boy.
you are my audio player, right? You're
Uh-huh.
you're playing the audiobook for me,
Mhm.
right? Okay, I'm here. I'm working. Okay, I'm working. And the part comes on, And I just kind of like, and I have a moment where I talk to myself. And I go, Hannah, now if we were to ever be in a clone situation, would we? And I said to myself, I said, fuck yeah, we would. What do you mean? Yes. Fuck yes, we would. We would do it. Yes, absolutely. And Clone Me went, yes, okay, cool. So me and myself and I had a short, definitive conversation.
We all would, and anyone who says they wouldn't is a liar.
It's a fucking
You know,
liar.
and I think Jacob, to various degrees, you know, and maybe fooling around does lead to something more, you know.
Listen,
Nothing
Here's the
turns
thing.
me on more than myself already. So
That's the
Yeah.
thing. It's like it depends on the day, because there's some days I look and I go, God, I'd tap that ass. But then there's some days I look and I go, that potato needs to get its hair in order. You know.
Now, most days I look at myself and think, "Ah, what a lump."
Lump. No.
But maybe.
but
But
hey,
unless,
Yeah. Yeah, unless. As Ian put, it's just Vicky coming home to her two cats.
yeah, basically.
Which honestly,
No, they really
if they're
are.
not fucking, makes the most sense that they're just always like curled up like my cats do.
yeah,
They
Yeah.
just,
Yeah.
you know.
that's the other option for sure.
It's the other option.
William Doe asking the good questions. And with the history, just is this is the entire history of Parahumans Online. Is this question? Is the Ashley/Damsel thing number 1, self-cest, number 2, incest, or number 3, just masturbation?
Masturbation.
well, it's two separate entities.
Oh my gosh.
That share the same DNA, that also are.
That
But here's
shared the same DNA.
Yeah, and also I think
Shippothetheus.
the
Or
lack of
consenting
like
adults.
close proximity for most of their life kind of leads to the weird separation. We get into talking about like what makes incest weird.
Clearly it's a hard
Dang it, no,
discussion.
Stop trying to make this weird, okay? Listen.
We're trying to make it not weird. Don't you understand? We're trying to make fucking
You
yourself.
brought
If they discuss it on Parahumans Online enough, then clearly there's a reason. It's not
Yeah.
cut and dry.
Damn it.
This is like one of those free will predestination things. Maybe we're just not supposed to know. Maybe you're just supposed to do it and find out.
It's the mystery of the divine, the mystery of
Do it in
having a clone.
Oh boy! So this was one of the greatest threads on the history of Parahumans Online. Thread was locked at 800 pages. Beefaroni says.
Oh my god.
What discourse?
Only the most educated.
Only
know.
the most educated incest discourse on the internet.
Yeah.
Just to sit in like a post grad ethics class in a parahumans world,
Oh, 100%.
Now, many of you will
800.
encounter as you are experiencing other selves from other universes. Some of you are visiting from Earth Bet. Some of you have fellow classmates that are yourself from Earth Aleph. Now, if some of you were to hook up, which I know some of you are, you've got to ask yourself.
Some of you are
is this
already
ethical?
hooking up. Is it ethical?
I assume you didn't even ask for their name. You're all horny and in college.
Oh.
If you can, regenerate your own body parts and you consume your own flesh, is that cannibalism? It's like these are the other and this is all ethics 101.
It's auto cannibalism.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, I bite my own nails. I don't know what that says about me. So.
Says a lot about you.
Mhm.
Al hates
And
it.
then, of course, among other cozy scenes, Vicky doing what we all wish we could, which is make themselves into a charcuterie board, place everything on it, and then float to bed.
Just
Mhm.
cheese on stomach floating. It's the most something Hannah would do shit I've ever heard in my life. Because y'all, I come in through that door with like, I've got a glass of water in one hand. I've got like a bowl of ramen tucked under one arm. I've got like my phone, this is a heart, but in one hand, and I'm just like trying to like hold things and also like open the door. So like it's, look, I could just turn myself horizontal. I would. balance
It's the
everything
classic
on my
thing of
stomach.
like if the force existed and we had access to the force, most of us would just be horribly obese as we reach into the kitchen to get more snacks with the force, and we don't even get up to get the remote anymore. We just reach. We
Yep.
use the force to send our urine to the bathroom. It's like,
Oh,
Yeah, it's just
God.
some guy trying to wax eloquent about how like he doesn't need, material things and how he's at peace and yada yada because he's sitting there all zen like, and his apprentice is like, but Master Joe, I just saw you float the remote over to yourself so that you could change the
Yeah.
like, well, that's different. I was just testing my abilities, And the
Yeah.
bag of cheese puffs that you just floated from the kitchen.
listen.
If
You're
the force
not
willed
even.
it,
You're not even reaching into the bag to get the cheese puffs. You're
Oh, no.
floating individual cheese puffs into your mouth.
that's what the force wanted. The force wanted me to have this plane so I could fly around.
God.
Yeah.
I am one with the
Speaking
Force.
of who's responsible for the crime scene, though, I got the vibe from the team meeting when they're meeting with the heroes and trying to decide what to do about the crime and like how are we going to hunt them, how will we mete out justice, all that stuff. I got the vibe that a couple of teams definitely know more than what they're sharing,
Mm.
and
Interesting.
those are the teams that are like, no, we need to hunt down these people and kill them. Like they know something. I feel like, right? Like they have a connection somehow to it, but I don't know exactly what that is. It's just a vibe I got.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I like it.
All right. Well, let's move on to 10.12
Nice
then.
10.12.
Also, I just want to show off my heart that I have that I'm very proud of.
Mm.
I felt like it was very apt for today.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
It's very nice.
hanging out on my desk today.
Very nice.
Maybe 12 and 13.
I was gonna say actually, yeah, 12 and 13. I was just thinking
Yeah,
could
hit
be
it.
brought.
Yeah.
10.12. Breakthrough and the other heroes further investigate the crime scene. Annalise gives Victoria an open invite. Wow, chicka wow wow. And the group is attacked. 10.13. The heroes fight back the ambushers. Sveta kills an enemy cape. Kinsey gets shot. The time camera is destroyed. And after all is said and done, Victoria talks with Dragon to get the notes on Breakthrough.
Shit goes down.
So, yeah, as somebody commented on 10.12, anytime something good happens, you can guarantee that Wild Bow something terrible is going to happen immediately after.
Yeah.
Like we have this nice moment where it's like obviously they're investigating a grisly crime scene with a time camera, but it's like Sveta's like, hey, I had a good night with Weld. Like we figured something out. And Victoria's like, I need details at some point, but I don't know if I need details at some point. You know what I mean?
We all need details. Come on.
We all need details, though. We need to know the anatomy scans. And then, we've got the Victoria and the Annalise moment where they're both like, hey, Annalise is actually like really nice and is like, hey, for what it's worth, I really thought you'd be a good fit on the team. I wish I'd pushed harder for you. You seem like a good person. She's like, oh, you seem like a good person. He's like, well, maybe we can hang out sometime. She's like, I don't know if I'm ready yet. And he's like, that's cool. I respect your boundaries, queen. Just let me know. And then they get shot.
He gets shot at. God damn. Yeah.
Relatable.
Can't have anything nice. Can't have a damn thing nice.
Yeah. I've said it before to Victoria, but I'll say it again. Listen, I respect your journey and your trauma, girl. It sounds like you and Dean had a real good thing going when you were 16, but it's been like 4 years. Let's open up a little bit. Let's start growing.
Vicky? You need to fuck. What can we
Yeah.
say?
Get
Get
Need a
laid,
good
girl.
leg.
Get laid.
Get it out of your system,
Get laid.
Yeah, right.
Make it slow, maybe.
It doesn't have to be a big deal. Doesn't have
Or
to be a
maybe
big thing. Just
bang it out and decompress and figure it out afterwards.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
you have a phone? I'm sure there's Tinder.
I'm sure there's circular Tinder.
I'm sure there's
Oh yeah, because
something.
the phone.
I
Do they
actually
go to the
did-
middle of the circle, or do they go to the out of the circle? However
Just
you're
on a more
fucking-
serious note, with Victoria's whole, romantic journey. I've noticed, and I think we mentioned it maybe once or twice before, but Wildbow's written a lot of little moments between Victoria and other women, just like glances and things like that, and nods and notices, yada yada.
I gotta move my hat so you can see my eyebrows.
And we know that Amy messed with Victoria.
Ooh.
And
Ooh.
Oh no!
Oh, that's what
And-
you mean by serious note. Oh,
yeah, but there's but with that we get these moments too, because like Victoria's love for Dean was obviously incredibly strong, and she still has such an emotional attachment to that, and was very traumatic. And so like now here we get another little moment with a man, and Victoria's doesn't really give it a second thought. It's like she's very professional about it, but it's very just there and gone. And
Yeah, thank you.
yeah, I can't help but wonder if
Yeah.
there's some
I feel like
Drama.
some trauma there.
it could be
Yeah.
that, but we made a lot of jokes about Taylor and Tattletale and Rachel and like a whole bunch of things like that. Honestly, I think that it's a bit of a joke, but it's also kind of serious. I don't know if Wildbow knows how to not write a bisexually coded female protagonist. Whereas
That's funny because that's literally pretty much what Fran just wrote in the comments. This is just how
Yeah.
Wildbow writes
This
straight
is
women.
just how one. Yep, that's a good point.
Yeah.
You know, look, I
Yeah.
can appreciate that.
And it's
But
And
I
if you
do
can't
like,
flirt shamelessly with all of your friends, what are you even doing with your life? I mean,
Right, exactly.
valid.
it's not a
yeah.
bad theory,
But
though,
it's-
Jacob. I think it's
Yeah, no, that's not a
joke.
bad.
yeah, it's
In an
upsetting.
in-world theory,
Upsetting
yes,
theory.
that's probably true. Out meta theory,
it-
I think it is just like
Just
because I
wild
think
though.
ultimately what it might come down to, and I feel like I would be guilty of this too, is that I am a male author trying to write a female perspective, but I can't help as a straight male myself write females in attractive ways. But if you're always presenting other females as attractive to your female protagonist, then it comes across as
Yeah.
like, why are you doing that? You know,
Oops, all by.
Oops.
Yeah.
Oops,
He
all
has
by.
the
Yeah.
prettiest and softest hair, but I swear I'm straight. Like, I can't.
Yeah.
I love that so much.
So I could see it just being an accident of
Yeah, probably.
writing, but
both
it is
please.
funny.
Smash.
That's right. I
There it is.
didn't hear anybody
Yeah.
complaining.
There you go. Yeah. No, I mean,
Not
I'm not
bad.
upset about it.
Yeah.
I think that, and like sexual trauma stuff, relationship trauma is not something like we joke about it, but like that shit hangs on with you for a really long time, and it
Yep.
affects how you view yourself, how you view the people around you, and any romantic or sexual partners you have
Very
in
true.
the future. Like, unfortunately, those things are all connected. At the same time, like, we have seen Victoria do a lot of work on herself, and we have seen her stand up for herself, especially against her family. And I from a non-horny point of view, I also just want to see her happy, and I want to see her in a
Yeah.
space where she can like let her hair down and have those sweet moments that she, reminisces on, that she had with Dean, that just like hanging out together, laying on the bed studying, or just cuddling, like, because so much of your relationship is outside of the sexual part of it as
Of
well.
course.
It's just like that closeness. Like, I want that for her. I want that for her so badly. And like with especially, now that Weld is home, like Weld and Tress, like, they deserve to have a fulfilling sexual relationship, because they have the romantic relationship, and what's lacking is the sexual part. And I think that even if the sexual part is also lacking from a relationship for, at least the beginning, for Victoria, she still deserves the companionship, and I would love to see that for her. And I mean, we've seen a couple people pop in that are flirty and whatever, but like, I don't know, I want that
Yeah.
for her. And he was
and
so sweet and polite about it too. Like, he was such a
which-
sweetie.
Which is why I would even disagree that it's a thank you, no thank you, or like, kind of left it moment. It felt like she lingered on the thought more. She's like, not right now, but I'll keep
She
you
thought
in
about it,
mind, kind
maybe.
of thing. I think she
She's like,
thought
I'm
about
gonna
it.
put a
Yeah.
pin in that.
Keep
And
that
I
ass
think
on
maybe
dial,
that's
you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I mean that's part of Warrior's arc in this story. I would be a little surprised if Ward ended and there wasn't some type of even partial resolution to that
I
aspect
hope
of her character.
There's
So
some. Yeah.
it just
She
feels like a
deserves
big
it.
part.
That's
Yeah.
yeah.
Hey, you know
everything she's
what?
been through.
Maybe Valkyrie and Bonesaw will get together and just create her like a zombie Dean, and something like that.
That's the best case scenario.
Horrifying.
Case
Horrifying.
scenario. A monkeyless Dean.
What a thought.
You know,
You never know.
Could you
I'm
imagine?
gonna say
Could you
something.
imagine?
I'm gonna say something horrible. But Alan
Do
said
it.
it, and
Do it.
I happened to be looking at his name when Alan said it. Alan said, "Keep that ass on speed dial," and my immediate thought was, because his name is Analace.
No. No. Listen. You know what? Is Alan's video frozen?
Also,
Like
Alan's
frozen in
videos
the best face. Alan is just like frozen
Wait,
in the
is he frozen?
He
the
did.
1,000-yard stare.
No, Alan's
didn't-
definitely frozen for me.
I didn't think he was
my
frozen.
God.
That's
I thought he was
hilarious. I
just
thought he
not
was
reacting. Oh my gosh.
I thought he was just
That's
giving us
amazing.
the
scene. I
look.
need to take a screenshot.
Did we lose Alan completely? How long
we
has
might
Alan
have.
been gone?
He's been
Oh, he-
yelling this whole time, probably.
Probably, he
Oh,
has been.
Yeah.
He's gone.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, that's
Hannah,
so
you
funny.
might have to go. You might have to go save him.
Do I need to go check on him?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh, there he goes. Okay,
He
all
must
right.
be
He
able to
figured it
hear
out.
us
He
at
figured it
least.
out.
Okay.
Okay.
Amazing.
That is
Amazing.
hilarious. I would never have
Phenomenal.
noticed.
Oh,
You know,
that
I
face
was
was
wondering.
great.
It'd been so long since we'd heard from
Yeah.
Alan. I was
Crack me up.
confused.
That was really hilarious. Oh my gosh.
Perfect.
amazing.
Perfect expression.
I wonder if his computer crashed. That's probably what happened.
Oh.
Maybe it like updated or blue screen because he would have been back in so fast otherwise.
Yeah.
It's true.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh.
Our
Our
the
internet
face.
gets a little
The face.
shitty sometimes. So
Yeah, your
That
video's been
was
freezing
amazing.
on and off, Hannah, a little bit too, unfortunately.
yeah, I have my
Mhm.
I have the YouTube our live stream pulled up on my other monitor
Yeah.
and it's watching myself
Yeah.
glitch out and get all pixelated is
Something
pretty
about-
painful.
You guys are
I think
sharing
the weather's affecting
internet as well, you and Alan.
internet probably.
Hey,
Yeah, that
Audio
too,
is still
that too.
clear. That's all that really matters.
That's all that matters. Listen,
True.
I'm
They
here for
know
the
we look good.
podcasters.
Yeah.
I'm not here for the live streamers. That's not true. I love you guys.
No, yes, of course.
Um,
As long as they can hear us well, that's all that really matters.
Yeah, that's what's important.
That 1,000-yard stare I just put in the Discord. If
Do
you're
I
not
need to
part
go
of the
check? Yeah, that was
Discord.
amazing. Do I need to go? I might go check on
Yeah,
him.
go
real
give
quick
us
and
an
go.
update if you don't mind.
Yeah.
All right, I'll be
yeah.
back.
We'll pause until then.
Oh,
I'm gonna get some water real quick while we're paused anyway. That's
Quick,
Oh,
water
well,
break.
I'm
This is
so smart, Nick. Oh my
insert
God.
sponsor here.
Oh,
Just,
yeah, because we
where's-
have those.
Yeah, all of our
Excuse me a second.
sponsors. Yeah.
Well, chat, now's your time to ask me and Jacob anything you want.
Yep. We're just hanging around.
Yep. Technical difficulties. We don't need water. What do you mean?
Just let's sing a song.
Mm-hmm.
Any good what's the weather like?
It's like, what are you saying?
Just gonna go through all the
Yeah. What are
all the small talk.
The
bullet
videos
points.
of like people passing each other at work and the little things you have to say as you pass.
Yeah. So
Any weekend plans?
yeah. Trying any new fad diets?
It's almost 5, am I right?
Oh god.
Bitches, I'm back. Apparently, all of Alan's power went out.
Ah,
Well, we
I
can
think
hear
he's
him
coming back.
now at least.
You got to hear my special
Thanks, everybody, for
custom
having,
mix of my Helldivers with John Cena, My Time Is Now song,
Yes, we.
Yep.
which I like to call
Definitely.
My Dive Is Now.
I love it.
Thanks, everybody,
Anyone
for your
else?
patience, by
Anybody
the way.
else playing Helldivers? Anybody else? Let us know in the chat.
Divers in the chat.
So what happened to Alan?
My T-bar that all my stuff is plugged into just decided to give up.
Yeah.
Which,
happens.
It does sometimes.
It happens.
That's annoying.
That's no good.
Welcome to
is your
21st century.
Let me
My
talk.
mic's still good. Do I need
talk
to
close-
pull it in
talk close
closer
to
back
it.
here?
Yeah.
Let me
there-
make
They
sure I got
sound
my
good.
whoa, hello settings. Virtual microphone. Yeah, I think all my
Yeah,
settings
sounds
are
right.
still the same.
Sounds
Oh,
good.
you sound good. Sound good.
All right. Did we ever get around to talking about 12 and 13?
We were
We were in the
midst
middle of
it.
it.
Yeah.
Okay.
were getting to it.
I had just made an anal ace joke, so
Oh, thanks for
Yeah.
thanks for the
Bring it back up.
you
God
didn't
damn
have
it,
to.
Nick.
That's right.
You didn't
That's
have
right.
to.
That's where we were. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, brought me right back. Yep, we're good.
The worst
We're
part
good.
is
Yeah.
I saw. I knew you
Anyways.
had some kind of horrible thought because I could see in your face you were waiting to say it.
You can see the twinkle in his eye.
You can rewind and look at Nick's face when Alan says whatever joke he said.
keep that
made
ass
Nick-
on speed dial.
Yes.
Yep.
Look
Keep
at
that
Nick's
ass
face.
on dial.
I
Keep
saw
that
it.
ass on dial.
Oh goodness.
Make
That's why
that
they call
booty
them
call.
anal ace.
Okay. All right.
God damn.
That's the third time now.
That's quite enough.
How
Third
about that
time's the
fight
hard.
scene?
Yeah, the
Ooh.
fight scene.
Yeah,
Good fight scene.
that was a
Oy.
it was a good fight scene. What I could not find the cape's name who had the axe and had the nullifier field power.
Yeah.
And chat,
The
don't
weird
say a
bubble thing.
goddamn thing.
Oh,
Happy
Okay,
quiet.
because he feels like, of course, an offshoot of Hatchet
Hatchet
Face.
Face. Yeah, right.
In a way. But what
He
I like
does.
about it more is it feels like Hatchet Face, and yet it's more like an arena where it's like, all right, you and me are in a duel now,
Yeah.
and nobody else
Is he-
you can't get out, nobody else can get in, nobody can interfere, right?
Yeah.
It's not just the nullification power that Hatchet Face had.
Yeah.
Although I did like that about Hatchet Face, because it made him like the perfect movie villain type of
Yeah.
character. But this is just such a cool power of like you and me, nobody else, and I'm trained to fight without powers. And I'm like, oh, that's such a cool power.
That's so cool.
It's like,
What's the it's a D&D spell, right? Like compel or compel duel or something like that. It's the
Yeah.
same idea.
Compelled
Yeah, it
to
is a
win.
really
had-
it's a really fun
we had the
sounds
one
cool.
character. Was it King that had the power in your campaign, Nick?
Yeah.
That
yeah,
could do the compelled duel, but it's in an alternate
Yeah.
universe.
yep. I'm pretty
Right.
sure that was
Yeah.
King.
They
That was one of their
essentially-
powers.
Yeah, they essentially.
They could like yank one person to another dimension to have a duel.
Yeah. They banish themselves in one other person, and then whoever comes out,
Yeah.
only 2 men enter, 1 man leaves.
Right.
Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly.
So
Such a cool power. I really liked it.
Did I lose a life that way? I
Maybe.
vaguely remember losing a life.
If you think
to
so,
King
then yes.
Because I got
probably.
yoinked and yoinked.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Anyways,
But then there's also Noontide had a cool power too. I can't remember what it
Yeah.
is. But I
It
remember
was like
thinking, oh,
waves of like sapping.
yeah.
Kind of
Yeah.
how there was one of the Slaughterhouse 9 that they revived as the clones had the cold ability, where it wasn't just that they were sapping the heat out of everything, but they were kind of sapping like citrine does, where like sapping the forces out of an area, including will to live and stuff like that.
yeah.
Yeah.
So Noontide, but she does it in waves, where that wave goes out and it hits you, and you're just kind of like.
Yeah. Oh man. Again, though, it was mentioned, I think Jacob said it, the effectiveness of firearms against capes, though, remains to be valid.
Yeah,
You
because
know,
we had Winter. Winter was the Slaughterhouse 9 character. I'm thinking
Winter,
of.
that's right. Yeah. But
Yeah,
no, we
yeah,
had
that's
Brio,
Yeah.
Brio, Swansong, Tristan, and Lookout all got shot within like a span of 10 seconds.
Oh, fast.
It's guns in superhero stories, just to kind of like meta it for a bit. And this is, I would imagine, far more of an American trope than other parts of the world. But it's just fascinating to me how much subconscious power we give to firearms in our stories. Like even in larger superhero narrative like Marvel and DC and stuff like that, like being bulletproof is
Mhm.
a big thing. Like, oh, if you're really
Yeah.
strong, you're bulletproof. We don't label it any other way. Like it's
Mhm.
bulletproof. And
Yeah,
so
there's
like
3 options for that. There's essentially
Yeah.
you're bulletproof, you're faster than people can shoot you with bullets,
Faster than a
or you
speeding
have
bullet.
or you
Yeah.
have armor to prevent you from getting hit with,
Right.
bullets, which is essentially bulletproofing. Because you're either Superman, Captain America, who's like a good, combination of all 3, or Spider-Man, who like, I'm just nimble enough to avoid all bullets.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Mm.
Yeah. And it's just really interesting to read chapters like this because we get it in Worm, we have it in Ward, and just again now more so in this fight than a lot of the others. But like, it's still for some reason just such a understandably massive fear for a lot of the audience. Again, probably more an American thing, unfortunately, than a lot of other parts of the world. But it's crazy how like reading this chapter was terrifying. Oftentimes like a lot more than some of the other fights where there's limbs flying and lasers and all this crazy powers, but somebody brings out a gun and mentally as I'm reading I'm just like, oh fuck, it's about to like it's crazy. Like that's what
That's
that's
so
what
true.
happens. It's just weird reading fights like that. It's just they're still
Yeah.
that's scary.
I mean, at the end of the day, since Hannah, you've been watching Justice League, at the end of
Yeah.
the day, if you put a gun to everybody's head in the Justice League, with the exception of Wonder Woman and Superman, everybody dies.
Yep,
Yeah.
Yep.
pretty
Yep.
much.
Yeah.
When you're a
That
kid,
might be
And
Martian
you have-
Manhunter, but yeah.
oh god.
Oh, what was that?
Yeah, it's funny because I've been watching Justice League and I literally have been thinking that this whole time, comparing it to Justice League characters and being like, well, if you had this, you could do this. You could have this, you could do this. But if you got caught unawares and caught a bullet to the back of the head, you're gone. Unless you're, Superman.
Yeah. Wasn't there a Superman movie where they showed a slow-mo close-up of him
That
getting
would
shot in
be
the eye with a
Superman
bullet?
Returns, where the Gatling
Yeah,
gun,
Superman's Returns.
the bullet hits him in the eyeball and folds up.
Yeah. That's
Brandon
No, I can't
Routh.
say
It's
that
a
I've
great
seen
clip.
all
It
of
is
the
a good
live
clip.
It's just-
action.
Yeah,
A
it's
very
good-
mid movie, but a
Superman
great clip.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's a crazy thing though, because in this world, we do see that as like, oh yeah, like guns are effective, and we've seen that in the past. They've even mentioned how even in universe here, when people bring out guns, it's a breaking of protocol of
Yeah.
like, oh no, we don't do that. Like we don't just shoot people. So
Yeah.
these people who very clearly were hired by anti-parahuman people anyway. Yeah, very, very. It seems like extreme measures are starting to be taken by their enemies, which is interesting to see the ramp up.
Yeah.
As Fran pointed out, Martian Manhunter can take the bullet, but he will whine about it and be unable to use his powers for the rest of the episode.
You leave Jean out of this.
That's very fair. Although I do wonder also for Wonder Woman as well, like if you put a bullet to the soft part of their temple.
Yeah, I think it'd take her out. She's an
with
Amazonian,
Superman,
but
it
she's not
wouldn't.
bulletproof.
It depends on the version of Wonder Woman for sure.
Yeah, because she's blocking bullets all the time. And is that like a minor
with her.
inconvenience thing? Or is that like I'm also made of flesh because I'm, like you said, Amazonian, which means I'm super strong, but I am made of fleshy bits, as opposed to Superman, who is super strong and essentially not even like made of flesh for all intents and purposes. Martian Manhunter, also strong, maybe closer to Superman, but
He's
Wonder
a
Woman probably point blank
let's say a
might
fleshy
not be
man,
able
but
to
I
take a
don't know if I
bullet.
can say that. Green Lantern, Flash, and Batman, and Hawkgirl. One's
Yeah.
up.
Okay. Yes, but just to because we're nerds. The Flash, you couldn't. He would react
Okay.
way before.
For spoilers,
I feel like I just
for
watched an episode of him tripping over a crack and
literally-
like sprawling across
Yeah,
the road. So
spoilers
like I don't
for
know.
literally the show. Somebody plugs him. So, didn't
Yeah.
run away from that in
That's
an
good.
alternate timeline.
Flash jobs every fight because nobody knows how to write him, but it's fine.
Anyways, back
Anyways, yeah,
to Ward.
Other
Yeah.
heroes.
Yeah, other capes. It's
They've
just
got
the problem
two,
with any inherently world-breaking power, right? Where it's like
Yeah.
like time control, where it's like, how do you write that in a way where this person can lose?
yeah,
Which is why, you take the Chad Watchman approach, which is like, no, he can't lose. But
yeah.
that's why he's an unaffectable god who lives on Mars now, because he doesn't care anymore.
Yeah.
Anyways, sorry. Just wanted to throw that in there.
No, it's great. It's
Um,
totally accurate.
yeah.
Let's see.
We have two
What do I have for this
rockets.
chapter?
If two what, Hannah?
We have two rockets as well.
Oh yeah, that go
Yeah.
off.
Yeah. Freaking, well,
She can hear
not
them yell
rockets, but-
clear, and then she's behind the car, and she's like,
Clear!
"Oh,
Oh
gotta
yeah,
get away from the
yeah,
car."
the rocket
Oh.
launchers. Oh god,
Yeah.
Yeah,
forgot about that.
yeah.
We
I
get
had
the
some
Dragon
cool
and
notes in
Defiant
here.
cameo as well. Oh, do you have notes
Yeah.
about the fight though?
Oh yeah, everything before the fight
Okay,
too. Brio absolutely strapped to clap. He's got the emergency sawed off inside of his shield.
Amazing.
What an absolute Chad.
Amazing.
Let's see, the Analase, Vicky, you need to tap that. Talking about the raised guard lowered walls. I really like that that description of her talking with Analase. He's like, hey, want to be up front because it would be weird, but I know that like you essentially have connections with the institution or the asylum.
Right.
Don't know the details necessarily, but I know, maybe it's something to do with your team, maybe it's you, but just want to let you know that I do know stuff about that. So, and for her, I do like the immediacy of like that does put her on her guard, on her edge. But since the topic has been broached, she knows that she doesn't need to have that wall about like hiding that. So I just like the thing guard up, walls down was an interesting way to put that conversation. I really like that. Let's see. Damsel and Ashley interactions are peak here. This is probably my favorite fight we've had so far.
It's a pretty good fight.
It almost lost my interest, and every time it did, it would do something to like pull me back into it. Maybe it was the immediacy of the arena, or the the kind of like blood and knuckles just struggle, sans too many powers. But I really enjoyed the fight there. So
Yeah, it got a little convoluted, but keeping it to one chapter was very helpful.
Yeah.
Instead of like 3 or 4 chapters of fighting, which I love. Don't get me wrong, the long fights are great, but for these types of things, it was very effective. Just a kind of a quicker skirmish.
Yeah. Anything else for those before we move into the interludes?
Only note I have was just a funny line. I even forget the context. I just wrote it down. I even forget who, I guess it was probably Victoria who said it, but it was just talking about remedies and just went a panna cure all.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's Victoria.
Yep. No, that was a good
She's
one.
thinking to
Anna.
herself.
Yeah.
Yep, right. I totally forgot the
It's
context.
funny.
I just wrote the line.
I actually was listening to it and I went, wait, and I went back and I listened to it again because I thought that I had missed something. Sometimes with the audiobook, they'll say a line and then they'll repeat the line again, and it just was a spot that didn't get edited properly. But so I went back and I was like, that sounded like she almost said panacea, and she cut herself off mid-sentence, which is so interesting. Gosh.
Mm-hmm.
Amy fucking invading in every single little space, taking up space where she
Absolutely.
doesn't fucking belong.
I did get a little scared. I'm glad we got a little more of resolution in the last interlude, but point 13 ends with a little question mark on Kenzie. I was a little nervous until
Yeah.
Yeah.
the Chicken Little interlude.
Just, you
but
know, shot twice,
yeah, I was like,
bleeding out all
two
over the
bullets
snow.
in anybody is not great, and in a child is terrifying.
Real scary.
Realistically, though, they stop bleeding so much faster, though. They
That's
have
true.
that special thing that clots their blood a lot more than an adult will.
You know what? That's right. They're bulletproof.
What?
Forgot about
Exactly.
that.
Who could take a bullet
true.
in this universe? Kenzie, twice.
Twice.
Kenzie, no. He's
Yeah.
got such a
It's
small
like that.
torso.
It's like that guy on
Organs are
Reddit who
close
was
together.
trying to build up resistance to bullets over time
Yeah.
by shooting himself with increasingly larger bullets.
This dumb fuck. God damn.
Stupid.
yeah, this
I
was-
do love the. Oh, go ahead, Alan.
I would say this cliffhanger moment, like we said before, this was my I need to keep reading moment.
Yeah.
What did y'all think the what the fuck was going to be in reference to?
Well, I mean, we knew it was in reference to Chris, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Because
Well-
he's like, look at his folder or look at his file or whatever.
Well, she doesn't say Chris. Doesn't she just say like keep reading or something like that? Because she
and then
gives
a
her
new
the file.
folder
She's like,
opens and she just goes,
yeah,
what the
she's like,
fuck?
yeah, she's like, look at this, and she's like reading through what it is, and it's like attempted blackmail and blah 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 blah, and it's all this stuff, and it like very quickly it's like, yeah, no, it's the team's folders. Like this is clearly Miss Yamada's folders on everybody, and then she's like, read the last one. She's like, what the fuck? I don't think they
No,
say
it
it's
names
Chris.
Chris. It names Chris.
Does it
I was
name
gonna
Chris?
say I could have sworn
It does.
Okay,
It
okay,
does.
okay.
Yeah. Because it goes. I shouldn't be looking
No.
at it, as I said. The screen went black. You should. Dragon said. The screen came back. A different page closer to the end. Chris, I realized. I read some of the notes. Clicked the button. Read another page. Fuck, I said. So it's very much like this is the one you need to focus on.
Feel very validated. Not gonna lie.
So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
So it's interesting. We can see some of the things that that
Of the
we
stuff
know about
listed.
people already, right? Killed brother, murder charges, that's Tristan. Fallen,
Yep.
relations to the McVeigh, we know that's Rain. Blackmail, individual already in compromising position sought counsel, but this message was intercepted. That's probably Kenzie.
Mhm.
Suicidal ideation, we don't know who that is, but I would imagine Sveta
Byron.
is my guess. Or Byron. Could be Byron or
Right.
Sveta. But no, Byron makes sense. Potential bipolar diagnosis, Ashley.
Probably.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pervasive feelings of betrayal, lack of trust, including herself. That sounds like Sveta.
Sveta. Yeah, that's totally
yeah.
Sveta.
And then
thing.
yeah, Chris with his thing.
Yep.
Should we get into that interlude?
Yeah, let's read it.
Yeah, let's.
What that interlude
so?
do though?
I do just like though for that last thing, obviously Dragon Defiant cameo is peak, and
Always.
I find just the interlocking of these characters where you've got Dragon and Defiant, Yamada, Victoria, and Citrine and Cauldron, like all kind of interlocking to where Dragon's like, I'm giving you this in part because Citrine said it's okay. And like having that like kind of interlocking of powers that be is
Mhm.
really interesting. Like just talking about like meta big picture stuff.
Mhm.
I'm
Right.
fascinated to know how all that's coming together.
Yep.
So
Me too.
So cool.
but yeah, let's get to 10Y. We finally, I was like, the next interlude better be Chris's. Like, if it's not, then Wild Bow, you're fired.
Oh
So,
my god, back to
NY.
the breath is extra stinky.
Got tuna breath, Alan.
Probably like Chris's after his mouth got,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yay.
right.
Yeah.
Anyways, 10.Y interlude Chris. Flashbacks to Chris's past as Lap Rat's replicant, forcibly reminding himself of his trigger and of Gold Morning, talking with Yamada and the therapy group, and pitching the Earth Shin takeover to Amy. Hmm.
We were.
Wowee.
I feel like
Wowie.
we were all so close, and yet
so close,
so far.
so far.
I
Well,
will say
We got that he was
way
somebody's
back.
baby.
Yeah.
We got that he was somebody's
Yeah.
baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, or a clone or something.
Or
Yeah.
clone.
There was
yeah.
somewhere way back where he said something about, I want to say lab rat. Like literally you were just like going through like weird tinker names. And this was all the way back in like episode 2 or something. Where
Yeah.
like y'all just said that out of nowhere. And I just like
Ah!
interesting. Thoughts.
Well, and this gets back to what we were saying at the beginning with like throwaway stuff is with Wildbow, you never know if you'll get answers or if throwaway things will be
Yeah.
mentioned. Because
Yeah.
as
Gosh.
somebody pointed out in the comments, like Labrat was a throwaway side character who happened to save Taylor's life. Like, yes, we don't
Yeah.
want to discount that.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
But seeing it now from his perspective was so interesting of like, oh, he's one of those characters who had contingencies in case he died.
Yeah.
Like, of course, because fuck Tinkers, right? As Taylor would
Yeah.
say, like, goddamn Tinkers.
Right.
You know,
Damn tinkers.
especially bio Tinkers. Like, I think they're probably the
Goddamn.
worst of it. Between
Yeah.
Blasto, Bonesaw, and now Labrat.
I know.
just like,
I'm waiting for
goddamn
Blasto to
bio
come back.
Tinkers. Tinker. Yeah. Well,
Jeez.
Mannequin 2 is out there somewhere.
I mean, I wouldn't be
No,
surprised.
don't put that
Yeah.
kind of energy out into the universe.
It's okay. The world could use fewer Allens.
Wow.
Whoa.
Wow.
Damn.
Shots fired.
Fewer Allens like mannequin.
Yeah, there we go.
Goodness.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's funny
Mm.
because like she says okay, lab rat. I'm like, fucking shit is lab rat. Like I was just like, I don't remember. And then, as the interlude is going through, realizing like, oh shit. No, I do remember lab rat. Like as soon as they mentioned the oil rig, I was like, oh yeah. No, I remember you. And even the conversation with Rachel about like, will this work on my dog? Like
Mhm.
interacted with that too. Like I remember that shit
Mhm.
real well. And of course, Taylor just getting, ripped apart into, Bug Taylor. Just wow. And getting that snapshot into his head, so interesting. So interesting. Just the setup.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
makes me wonder how far back Wildbow planned this. Like, how far back did he lay the groundwork? Or was this something where, like, he finished Worm and then was working on Ward and doing, like, setup and was like, ooh, you know what I could do? Like, I'm so curious. If anybody in chat knows if Wildbow said anything about, how his strategy goes for planning shit like this in advance. Like I'm so interested in that because like I like as a writer myself, I have times where I'm like, oh man, that would have been so cool if I'd planned that way back then, but I didn't. Now I have to see if I can make it fit. So like the groundwork. I mean, I don't know if he did it on purpose or not, but like holy moly.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
So along the lines of sussing this out, we have talked a couple times about the person who figured this out months in advance of the reveal. That would be Ginger and Time on I believe it's Ginger and Time. Yeah, Ginger and Time on Reddit. I'll go briefly through this thing. Trying to answer the question, what's the deal with Chris? I don't know, but I have a few ideas. Let's talk about Lab Rat, cape from Worm, now deceased. Here's the description of him. Lab Rat, the last person you might expect to be a tinker. He has a mouthful of teeth that are screaming for braces. All crammed towards the very front of his mouth, overlapping and sticking out of his lower gums. He has a mop of hair, heavy brows, tall and broad shoulder, bit of a belly. Which, what do we know about Chris? Has braces. It's a big thing about him. Don't worry,
Right.
champ. You'll get those. We'll see about getting those braces.
Totally forgot about that.
The whole specialty was that it turned you into a monster temporarily. So what if you take it? Here's the first-hand account of what that feels like. Rage bubbled inside me, but it wasn't mine. I'd experienced my own anger. I knew how it influenced my own body, how it was connected to my emotions. This was something else, hormones kicking into overdrive, compelling my body to react. Other parts of my body being designed angry, designed so that they were primed for fight or flight, driving me to act and refuse to let me sit still. So there's an emotional component to the transformation that's interesting. That turns her into a multi-limbed skittering whore with the ability to communicate verbally, a talent for climbing. It sounds like mad anxiety. What else happens in that chapter? We see Lab Rat assisted by Taylor Swarm through a Tinker device in the ocean. What was the device called? Good question. Distilled Lab Rat in a jar in case he didn't make it. Not a clone exactly. The jar wasn't supposed to be recovered. It was supposed to be for when things were unrecoverable. And hey, when
did that
Chris
jar
gets powers-
happen in Worm? Was that
Yes.
something that was like a throwaway line?
I guess
tries to
so.
throw something too.
So
Yeah.
Fran points out in the
Um,
comments, he says, on the oil rig fight,
Yeah.
Lab Rat tries to throw a small device into the water, but fails to. So Taylor uses her bugs to roll it over into the water.
right.
Then we hear Lab Rat say "angel" before dying.
I did forget that. That's great.
I completely forgot. I mean, the oil rig, there's a lot of fucking shit going on, let's be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lab Rat was
Not
not
the
high
top
up
of
on
my
the
mind.
priority list.
Lab Rat was
on
not
the
the
oil
villain.
rig.
Whenever we're like, when did that happen? It's a good chance it was on the oil rig. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
Exactly. Wait, Gru's dead?
You're not wrong. Yeah. Gru, clock blocker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God damn,
Lab
don't talk
Rat.
to me about Clock Blocker. I don't even want to hear it. I'm not over it.
Hey, his ghost is chilling with Valkyrie somewhere.
Yeah.
Ugh.
But the big thing here with how much he
Hurts.
talks with Kenzie also, he's
Mhm.
always
The
when he
tinkers.
talks with Kenzie, when he talks about powers, every time he discusses them, it's very clearly like I'll just generalize it with STEM. It's like STEM talk. It's not necessarily the biological component in terms of like powers. It's the tinker component of things. It's
Yeah.
geometric. It's the numbers. It's why, can you draw a line through it? You made a camera, but that can look through time. How did you not implement timestamps? Which, all seems stuff. I need, just talking about, I need my stuff, my space, my workshop, his lab, essentially, at the Institute. All the vials and stuff he's carrying around.
Yeah, the vials, gosh. Love that. I love that clicking into place, being like,
Yeah.
oh, fucking shit. He's injecting himself. That's what it is. Ugh, so good.
Yeah,
The-
the
like, when
realization
he
that it's not a
mentioned that
power,
the-
that it's the injections. It's great.
Yeah, it's not a power, it's the injections. And when he talks about at the foster care center he's at, like body parts needing to be disposed of and things like that. Like
Right.
it's not a side effect of his power making him fall apart. It's like literally, no, that is his power. He's a biotinker. More than likely, he's also probably collecting small animals and experimenting on them. I would imagine, or something similar to that effect.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we could probably look at all of the things he's made and look like, oh yeah, he found a millipede on the sidewalk and was like, I'm gonna turn myself into that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Lots of that,
Yeah.
lots of it's interesting that he doesn't just require he can both, as he did in the birdcage, kind of stick somebody, go, I'm gonna suck out your depresso espresso
Yeah.
and I can inject it in somebody else.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
and stuff like that, where like he can withdraw something, but not only can he do it that way, but he can also just scan people because he scanned nursery, whatever the hell that means.
Mhm.
Mm.
Yeah, I imagine we'll get some more answers.
Oh, I can't
into
wait.
Chris / into
Can't wait.
how Lab Rat's power worked. Did so is Lab Rat's name Chris, and was Chris ever said in Worm, or was it always just Lab Rat?
It's just
And then-
Lab Rat.
Okay.
Always Lab Rat, I think.
I was like, that would have been. I probably
That'd
looked
been
too
a
obvious.
dead
at some point.
giveaway. Yeah.
Oh yeah, people would
Yeah. Oh,
control
yeah.
F Chris real fast.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also, I just want to point out, Oh, I'm sure, Michael, you were about to do that.
No, go ahead,
Oh, sorry.
please.
Fran said in the chat, Victoria said that it's not normal for a changer to be affected by their power the way that Chris was, which was kind of a hint that he was a tinker rather than a changer. And when Rain was dying during the Fallen raid, Chris gives him some medicine, implying that he gave him some of his tinker healing to save him. And then Beefaroni says the coagulant he gave to Rain during the raid on the Fallen, he tells Victoria to give him 2 fingers worth. Who else but a tinker would use that as a measurement?
True. Fair. I like how
And Bernard.
Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, and Bernard says that he had to fight the urge to not correct you and I, Jacob, when we were talking about cryptid as a changer.
Well, it's funny because go off of that. We clocked so many of the inconsistencies, but we just didn't.
We did.
We just
We
didn't
just didn't
bridge.
connect it.
Yeah, we were like, wait, that's not right. Something's weird there. Like I remember, I was stuck up until this chapter. I really did think he was some type of Nilbog spawn or something like that.
I remember that.
Which
Yeah,
felt
I'm still.
similar.
I was
Yeah.
convinced up until this chapter that he was a Simurgh baby. That was kind of
Yeah.
like back of my head.
That was my running theory. I was like, I hope he's a Simurgh baby. That'd be cool.
Yeah, and we were so close. We were so close,
So
but so
close.
wrong.
we were close. He was someone's baby from Worm.
Yeah.
As somebody pointed out way back in the chat, everybody's somebody's baby.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
was also going to point out, Chad
Fair
said
point.
that in a way, Taylor's responsible for Chris being born since her bugs were what pushed the thing into the water.
Oh,
And so-
right, true.
She kind
Well,
of
we can
fucked
get to that
over.
in a second.
She kind of fucked over Goddess twice, is what Fran said.
Yeah.
True.
That's funny.
Love it. Love it.
Yeah. Also, I think
Genius.
it's really cool. His sister, String Theory, built I was the one that built the G driver.
Right.
The G driver.
Yeah.
Yep.
I did
Sister.
like that little interaction of like
Did not get
they're
that.
like, oh, I built the G driver, I'm gonna win, and he's like, no,
I'm
you're
gonna
not.
kill
Competition.
fucking God.
And then
What are
the
you doing?
competition, and then later he's like, not only did you not kill God, but now you're dead. Who's winning now, bitch?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
He has that line about
Yeah,
1,000 rats, and you know what? He's not wrong. The 1,000 rats that did make it off the sinking oil rig ended up killing God. So, you
Yeah.
know,
What?
his sister's not String Theory. Who was it then?
I was about to say I didn't know they were.
I don't
String
know that
Theory,
it's
not the
I don't know that they're
giant-
siblings, but No, I think that is String Theory. I just don't think they're siblings.
Yeah, I didn't think they were siblings.
But I could be
Am
wrong.
I not mistaken that that's his sister
Google.
that's
Google
doing
it.
all the experiments and stuff?
Alan,
Hold on.
Google it.
I'll look this up.
I know we,
None of
we
us will
can't
Google it because we
Alan,
can't fucking
Alan or
Google
I,
shit.
yep.
Poor Kenzie though. Throughout all this, is all
Oh,
I'm thinking.
Alan, they're saying that you're confused because his sister was a serial killer, and he was just saying that String Theory reminded her of them. So that's
Yes,
Oh.
that's correct. Yeah,
that was
no,
his.
his
That was his
sister-
trigger.
I've always
was
been under the
serial
impression
killer
that
older sister.
his sister was just a regular.
Just a
old-
regular serial killer.
I did not know that. I've always thought that his sister was String Theory growing up, and
Huh.
that's just like the next time we see her is her going by her name, and then she's always been the older sister who's been like clearly outperforming, and
Mhm.
their brother didn't make it through one of her bullshit experiments, and
Yeah.
he did.
No,
And
no, his sister was
Well.
just a terrible person.
and that's
It was
why
just a
Unrelated.
regular
I'm
old
not going to
serial
choose to
killer.
believe that. So
I reject your reality and substitute my own.
All right, well, keep it to yourself.
that's wild. The more you know, you learn things every read through.
Yep. No, I do genuinely feel the worst for Kenzie reading this chapter.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
like, oh, that's why I'm glad it looks like
Fell in love with the villain.
I do
Fell
feel
in
like
love with
Wildbow.
a 30-year-old man.
Yeah.
Well,
That's why
no.
I feel like Wildbow gave us a little bit of relief there, where he was like, "All right, this is bad. I will always write bad things, so I will give Kenzie some potential new friends, which maybe they'll interact with more."
Baby Chicken Little.
Yeah.
Little chicken. Little chicken, big
Chicken,
chicken,
little
and the
peck.
heartbroken.
Sit down. Spank your little butt. There we go.
Whose butt are
He's
we
talking to the
spanking?
cat. He's talking to the
Okay.
cat, everybody.
Yep. Beckford is walking all over
Jacob,
my notebook.
thank you for that clarification.
Yeah, just for
Thank
the
you for
video.
the
Alan.
audio listeners.
Yeah, for the
Yeah.
the audio listeners.
Yeah. When Alan whispers,
You
it's
can't
still
see that
That's right.
loud.
There's a
So-
cat that is basically.
Look, I
hidden
can
from you.
hardly see him when he's in your arms, like, cause
I know, right?
he's just a black hole.
He's just a void.
Chicken
Yep.
tenders.
Little void boy.
He's a tiny little void chicken.
Yes.
Yep.
But yeah, let's see. Other thing. He's trusting Amy. Good God, come on, man.
Yeah.
Yoy.
Like
Is it so much trusting
me-
Amy as using Amy?
I was gonna say it's
using
it's
her, but like
yeah.
any amount of use
They were in the
sometimes
birdcage
requires
together.
trust in her to do something.
They have history.
You know, that's true. And then we have this line here. Sorry, I'm just gonna hate on Amy for a second.
As we all
You know something. What I can do for my sister, do for
Yeah.
your sister.
How
What do you
about
mean? You
you
mean do
fuck
to
off?
your sister? You piece of shit.
Yeah.
Like, oh,
So
I'm so
selfish.
benevolent. Oh my God, Amy, go fuck
do-
yourself.
I do
Also,
kind of
just her
appreciate.
crying.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna kill her.
I
Every
do kind
time
of
Amy
appreciate that.
cries,
Even
it's like putting blood in the water. I just want to like
No, I agree.
bite her.
Just the
For
pity
real.
party never ends.
it almost does. The end of that interlude where Chris is talking to Amy, it almost did feel like he's like, "No, Amy, you need to leave Earth." Like even
Yeah.
Chris, a villain, is
He
like,
got it at least.
"Now, what you did to your sister is screwed up. You need to leave."
Yeah.
Yeah, it's time to go. Oh, damn.
It's like, listen, I might be the replicant of a long dead villain who really just wants to take over the world and experiment on animals, but you're a sicko.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're a
You're the
real piece
sicko.
of work.
Exactly.
You've got
You
real problems, Amy.
Disgust me.
I know what I am.
Yeah, no. At least Chris knows what he is. Like Amy's just sitting over here crying, "Woe is me! I can't." Ugh, oh God, I can't even say it.
Oh, I
Ugh.
can't torture the people I love.
Yeah,
Love in
Jesus.
If
heavy
you can't
quotes.
do that, what can you do?
Yeah.
Mhm.
What can you do?
Also, that gives
Take
me a
over an
bingo.
Earth, I guess.
Bingo?
Gives you, Alan gets a bingo.
Bingo
You give
wango?
yourself,
Fuck Amy,
you
Oh.
give
Captain
yourself a
Street,
bingo.
Alan Rance, and who is that?
No,
Classic.
nice.
I was about to say, have we had any
Yeah.
other bingos this evening? It's kind
Not
of a
tonight.
bummer. This is our first one, and it's 10, 12.
I know. We're getting it here at the
Right.
end.
For how many hours are we into
Uh,
this shit? Too long, let me tell
yeah.
you.
2 hours
well,
and 12 minutes.
Also, one more note from me on this one.
Yeah.
He ends up working with the cluster mate.
Oh yeah, right. The
Working
goddess
with
goddesses
Yeah.
cluster.
Also, good night, Jay, man.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks for having you here.
Hey, thanks for stopping by.
Mm.
It's
Um,
goddesses cluster, right?
Yeah, he talks with the
Yeah.
battery and is basically like
Yeah.
coordinating between them and everything. Like, so potentially the battery in some way maybe just like cut off a little bit of power. So she's not as powerful. Her danger sense is down. Like a lot of things in the background, all kind of stopping or not working for her all at once. Leads to drastic. Underestimating the situation.
Love
Mhm.
that.
Classic.
Gang up and get
Any more
goddess.
notes on the lab rat situation?
No,
No,
the
no,
rat's out of the
you go.
lab.
Rats out of the lab.
Mhm.
Keep on to it.
Very good.
All right.
All right.
On to
10
Aiden.
point Z.
Chicken Little! Let's go.
10 point Z interlude for
Oh.
Aiden. Aiden and some heartbroken visit Kinsey in the hospital. Together, they plan to get everyone working together. He gets in trouble with Tattletale, and he looks at her bulletin boards. Oh.
Mm.
Yay, Kenzie's alive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kenzie
Yeah,
is
for real.
alive.
Thank
all right.
goodness.
Chicken
She
Little.
is okay.
It's really funny when Wild Bill writes a character so well that I'm immediately like, I know I just spent 500,000 words with team therapy, but like Chicken Little's already maybe my second favorite character in the story, and I've known him for all of 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, it's great.
That's
Yep.
great.
I love how
Right.
sweet classic little boy, completely oblivious to girls having crushes on him. Just like
The
completely
straightest, the
oblivious.
straightest man thing that Wildbow's ever written.
It's true.
I just the everyone
Arlene,
like
do you want
have a
one?
look.
I can make you one. Right now, it won't even be any effort, and no effort
I'll
put
make
into it whatsoever. I
You
can
want a
make you one.
necklace? And she's like, yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
well, it doesn't help
Should
that
ask.
Darlene. My note on Darlene is that she is a tsundere, which is the classic anime trope of the girl who's like aggressive and kind of mean to the protagonist, but secretly really likes him. And that's
Yeah, the
exactly what
tsundere.
I feel like. I feel like that's how she treats him. She's like, "It's not like I like you or anything." Gosh.
God.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh, I hate
Guess.
it.
Oh,
I hate
you're
it so much.
and like the moment that got me especially was when Chicken Little was like talking to Kinsey and he felt her connection to him like immediately zap away and he's
Nap
like,
off.
weird. That was weird.
Huh, that's
And she's
weird.
just like in the corner, like
Yeah. Brooding.
Love it.
Just-
Love
yeah.
it.
Um,
Uh,
as Fran points out, and I have this as a note, Fran, but thank you for
I
bringing it up.
love this. I
My
love
note
this.
is, man, he saw this cool grizzled guy with a leather jacket and was like, wow, that's one badass grown man over there who's really cool. And it's just Rain. And I was
Yeah.
like, oh, how did you make Rain sound cool? Like,
Leather
you
jacket
almost had me
and like
there.
his like slight stubble. He's like 15 and he's just like, oh yeah, he's so fucking cool.
But you know, granted, I had babysitters who were like 15 years
Oh,
old
yeah.
and they could beat Spyro, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is maybe the coolest
I fell
adult
in
I've
love with
ever
you.
met.
Yeah.
You
Oh
know?
yeah. Yeah. They just have to
No.
be like semi self-confident with like a little bit
Yeah.
of fashion sense and a couple years older than you, and it's like, oh my god, look at them, they're so mature.
They don't even need any of those. I'll tell you right now,
Just
I
a
saw too
grown-up.
much tie-dye growing up from people I thought were cool.
Hey, no.
They
What's
were
tie-dye?
probably not cool at all, especially since they were like doing some sort of vacation Bible school thing. And I was just like, yeah,
When you're
that
a
is
kid,
the coolest
it's
person
my
not
I
take
tie-dye,
much.
Alan?
right? They're older than me. They're the
Yeah.
coolest
Yeah,
because they're
doesn't
not.
take
They're
much.
not. I know they're not boring adults, but they're older than me. So
Yes.
It's that camp counselor vibe. that.
exactly.
Yeah.
And that camp counselor could be anywhere from 12 years old to 20. You got no clue.
You never know.
I do got to point
Love
out my favorite line of the arc. Obviously, Chicken Little. Little conversation between Chicken Little and Precipice. Precipice says, "You're a good kid." Precipice told him. "No," Aiden replied, his eyebrows nodding together. "I'm a bad guy. I'm an undersider, which makes me a villain."
Bless. You're 9. You're 9, but bless, because that's the cutest thing I've ever heard in my
I
life.
think he's 12. So
You're fucking
but-
12, my dude.
But you're right.
Still,
Like
a wee
Little
babe.
edgelord man.
I love
Little
that he's
edgelord
trying to
Birdman.
out edge Mr. Edge over here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love
These
it.
boys are so, both of them, like, oh, I was raised by villains. I deserve this. Oh, there's nothing
It really
I can do
shows.
about.
It really shows Rain's growth that he didn't follow up. You're a good guy with the phrase "unlike me." Whereas,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because they
Yeah.
could have
Unlike
gotten to
me.
an edge off, you know?
Yeah.
Could have just been edging themselves.
Al-
Oh my gosh.
Oh, I knew it was gonna make.
Alan, we don't
Yeah.
need to go there with the children.
Alan, they're
Characters.
children. Alan, stop.
They're
They're
both
children.
This isn't Fire Emblem. We can't go there.
No.
with children characters.
Nick. No. Yeah, no. I really love it though. And it's like it's so funny to me because all of these children think they're so cool and they come back and Tattletale's like, "You're grounded, bitch."
Yeah. So
He
funny.
was like, "You're like in a dark room. I was gonna go do my thing," and she's like, "You're 12. You're grounded."
Oh,
Yeah.
that's great.
He's like, I had a
I
guy
will
with
sick
me.
the
He's like, one
mercenaries
guy.
on you.
One guy.
Amazing.
And a bird.
Like, you had a 12-year-old protecting you. No, because he's younger than the 12-year-old heartbreaker kid who was with them.
I think he's like
uh,
11 or 10, maybe.
Roman.
Aiden is. Yeah,
yeah,
Roman.
Roman. Because Roman is 12.
Roman's okay. So Roman and because he said something about like Roman's like what 6 months older than him or something like that. They're
Yeah, not
basically the
much
same
older.
age.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Okay, I thought Roman was like at least 2 years older. Never
I did
mind.
like that though, where he's like, I've got the
Maybe-
mercenary with me, and Talifield's like, well, that one's fired.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's gone.
He had chicken large with him.
Yeah, chicken large with him.
Yeah,
Chicken
the
large.
oversized chicken. You know, really
Or chicken big. Is it chicken
But-
big or chicken large? Is chicken
I think
big?
it's
chicken
chicken
large.
Chicken
Also,
large, yeah.
Okay.
Bernard, the Fire Emblem references how in the latest Fire Emblem, I'm assuming, you essentially are a teacher who can date your students. It's really sketchy, and
Fire Emblem game, yeah.
just the concept of adults making sexual reference to children
Weird.
being
Weird.
a big no-no.
Yeah.
So-
Very-
the
That's the
wiki
reference.
Very
says
weird.
the wiki says Chicken Little is 5.
No,
I think
he's
at the
not.
start.
He's 5
the start.
in the early,
In-
early Chicken Little days when he's a sweet little baby angel coloring
Okay.
at the warehouse.
Right, that makes more sense.
He's yeah.
Okay,
He
I'll try
is
and figure it out.
10 at the start of Ward.
10. Okay.
There we go. Okay.
10 at the start of
Yeah,
Ward.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's only been 2 fucking months.
Yep. There we go.
Or
All set.
3 months or something, whatever, man.
1 month.
Ward's been going on. It's been 1 month? Oh my god.
Probably not even.
Okay. That's fine. All right, so Chicken Little, bless his little tiny baby heart, is
It's a little chicken heart.
goddamn 10 years old. His
Gotcha.
little chicken heart, 10 years old. Oh gosh.
That's funny.
Can't. Oh, I love it.
Yep.
Bless him.
Although Aiden truly is Taylor's heir, because what does he want? This is his quote with what he wants.
Mm-hmm.
He wants to get everyone working
Everyone working
together.
together.
Dangerous
Oh,
thoughts. Dangerous thoughts. We don't want those.
Damn,
Aiden,
bless
Wipe
him.
those out. Get a mind
Aiden,
wiper,
no.
wipe
Sweet
'em.
baby angel. Well, it's so that's
No.
the thing though, is like it's so innocent too. Like even with Taylor, like it was so innocent. Like can't we all just get along? Like, can't we all just work together? No, we can't. Because you know what happens? Bad things happens. The world ends. That's what happens. Well, I mean, we save the world, but no. Someone needs to like sit Chicken down and be like, buddy, Auntie Taylor also thought that. And Auntie Taylor
Yes.
is dead now. Oh. Or well, you know.
Yeah. She
basically.
was out of line, but she was right.
No.
but correct.
I mean, yes, but no.
Listen. Sometimes people just need a push in the right direction.
Mm, nope.
Is that just that's the underlying major theme for all of the parahumans? Just sometimes someone just needs a push in the right direction.
Listen.
Sometimes
Free will is a mistake,
Yeah.
and
Guys!
democracy doesn't work.
Yeah.
And
manage
You
democracy.
need to manage that democracy.
Exactly.
Mhm. It's true.
Anyways.
Yep.
The only other thing I thought about were Tattletale's post-it notes on her bulletin board at the end is the only other thoughts I had.
Right.
Well,
So, which
let's talk about that for a second.
yeah, I can read them off real quick because I pulled them up because they're very specifically worded and I thought it was interesting.
Yeah.
So, bulletin board, Valkyrie, scared. Dragon, hid for a while, scared. Legend, Chev, staying away on long missions, clandestine meetings. Bogeyman of Cauldron, captured, weapon kept up sleeve. Dinah Alcott, compromised, shift of motives. Why capture corner co-opt precogs? What is the threat? Why scared? Hiding in alternate worlds won't save us, so why avoid the city? who or what is here.
Mhm.
Ay, caramba. There's some spooky stuff in those. Okay, so
Yeah.
Bogeyman of Cauldron, that's Contessa, I assume, because that was what she was called.
I think so.
Oh, good thought. I hadn't thought
Or
about
the
that, but
Mhm.
I was
think
kind
you're
of
right,
thinking the Number Man, but I guess that's also that's true because the
Numberman's not
Man,
captured, though. Numberman's hanging out
No.
with Citrine,
right.
right?
having mathematically
is-
perfect love.
So Contessa
Was it Cantra?
captured?
Wasn't
So-
Contessa
so-
the last we saw with Teacher?
So
Yes.
we did see in her. Well, remember after that she goes and she plugs Taylor. So
Mhm.
Yes.
I
yes.
believe there's
True.
that.
She talks with
But-
Teacher, and then, yeah.
She does have a talk with Teacher, and Teacher essentially gives her an open invitation to come with him.
Right.
And as far as I remember, that like maybe she does.
I think
Mhm.
she kind of gave him a non-committal, like,
Yeah.
not no, but not yes either. Because that was in
Mm.
also Teacher was trying to gather up a lot of people, right? He was trying to get as many important people as he could. Tried to get Amy and
Yeah.
Marquis and Lung and a bunch of other, few other people.
Yeah.
And then with Dinah, we know that she has also kind of started her own group or like her
Yeah.
own mercenary project, but we don't really know what's been going on with that. So it's interesting to hear her brought up again and
Yeah.
see.
Again, it's been so small potatoes. It's
I know.
refreshing to see a look at the
Yeah,
board. You
she's
know?
had some like political pushes
Yeah.
because they've
Mm.
talked about her influencing the mayoral race and
Mm.
stuff like that.
Interesting.
Well, and then there's the idea that
Ooh.
somebody is trying to co-opt a bunch of precogs.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We don't know. We
Yeah.
don't know who or why. The assumption might be Teacher, but I feel like that's just the easy assumption. I think there's
Yeah.
something makes it feel like
Yeah.
something else is going on. Maybe the Simmer. 'Cause we
Mhm.
know she messes with
I-
precogs.
My
Precog.
big question for here is the big point that all of this comes to is why are they avoiding the city?
Right.
Yeah.
What's in the city? That's the problem. Yeah. I mean, my first thought with that is so many of the broken triggers were in the city as well. And
Yeah.
like that's probably part of that is just being a collection
Mm.
of having so many people in one place. But I don't know. I mean, like having so many people in one place could be the catalyst for something big like that has a ripple effect that moves outward, and it's the most dangerous because it is the most people. It's just so populated. That's like you don't whenever the thing is that's going to happen that's so big that ripples out through people, you don't want to be in the place where all the people is. Like that's what my initial thought is. And like when we saw the broken trigger at the very beginning of Ward, having all of those people gather there, it was literally rippling out and bam 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 and hitting people like we need to get the fuck out of here. We need to clear it out. And so
Yeah.
like that's
But
I was just because that's part of like my thought of why the city could be so problematic.
Yeah. But that's hitting like regular humans, not people who've already triggered. Because that's a bunch of people triggering in succession.
I mean,
So like
I don't
It
know.
could be a surveillance thing. It could be
Maybe.
somebody has got eyes / is like, watching everything in the city.
you mean Kenzie?
Kenzie, the biggest threat.
It's just Kenzie.
Yeah, Kenzie. Turns out Kenzie was the biggest threat. Miss
The
Yamada
actual
had her
problem.
locked
Yeah,
on
yeah,
the
yeah.
whole time. We don't get a handle on this child. She's gonna end the world.
Yeah, it does feel I'm not like nothing's really clicking in terms of obvious things that we've seen to avoid the city for, given some of the other crazy big threats that we know are out there that would make more sense to avoid at this point.
Yeah.
So it might just still be a little bit of a mystery box.
Yep.
Mm.
But like the other chapters, it does a good job of making me want to read more. I really had to
Yeah.
I had to pause and be like, okay, I'm done. I can't read anymore. I don't want to read ahead. I finished this
Right.
like a week ago and I'm like, I can't read ahead. I wanna.
This is
Okay.
why I wait till the last minute to read, because I'm like, I
Right.
need it fresh, and also I need to not keep reading further.
Yeah.
That's good though.
Yeah. All in all, last things for this. Any predictions for the future? Where they're
Wow.
going with after this?
It's so hard to predict anything at this point. We're so
Yeah.
wrong.
There's a lot of things up in the air too, and I'm sure they all are going to end up connecting, but like I can't see how right now. I'm fascinated to see, like, the regular humans problem is shitty and fuck them, but they're not high up on the list for me. Highest up on the list right now in terms of problems that I'm like trying to keep an eye on, like think about, is the cutting people up and they're still alive thing. That's the big one. I don't trust Amy any farther than I would throw her. And I don't trust that she can't just sit on Shin and cry her little eyes out and have a little pity party, and then everything goes to shit because fuck Amy. Yeah. Honestly, teacher has never been high up on the list as a problem. He still isn't. I don't know. Like, I'm sure he is. I just don't care about teacher.
He's
At
just a
all.
bitch.
Yeah.
Like, what
He's just
can
a
you do?
bitch. The
I
machine army.
Still,
I'm just waiting for everyone to forget about them until they're literally at the door, and then they're like, ding dong, oh, who could that be? It's your death. Like,
yeah,
I don't know.
so I have this thing that I was thinking about with what could be happening. And I mentioned Fire Emblem. It kind of came to me because I mentioned that in one of the other Fire Emblem games, part of the concept is there's a character who is trying to, I believe he's trying to bring about like a god of chaos so he can absorb its power. But in order to bring it about, he needs the world to be in a sufficiently chaotic state. So he starts a war between a bunch of countries to try to get everybody fighting to cause this massive chaos in the world. And I feel like that's kind of what we're heading towards, right? We've got all these converging forces. We've got Amy and Chris on Shin. We've got Teacher doing his thing. We've got the Machine Army. We've got uh, Cauldron. We've got all these other groups. We've got the anti-parahuman groups, Dinah. They're all going to converge, but there's going to be a reason for it. Not like somebody's masterminding everything necessarily, but like there's someone who's sort of instigating behind the scenes. Um, and I could easily see it being like there's a cape who really needs all of this chaos to come together for some reason. My guess is for what's in the city is related to all the broken triggers. I wouldn't be surprised if a piece of Scion's body was there somehow. Like the city was built on top of Scion's body, basically. Like we had Eden's body, where Cauldron got
yeah.
a bunch of power. So part of why everything's so crazy in the city in particular is because you're literally built upon the body of a dead god. And so the shards are exploding and things are going crazy. Because it's all concentrated on that one spot. And so precogs are aware of that. That's why they're maybe avoiding the city more. As like something's weird about that place. I just need to stay away. I don't know.
Yeah.
Ideas.
I like that. Yeah.
Interesting theory of
that's a good
something
thought.
that we've heard of before is like I like your chaos theory. So with the chaos theory causing all this problems, you know, we have certain individuals in this universe that are attracted to chaos that you know sort of get activated by it. The Endbringers.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
could
exactly.
be
Stuff like that. Or even just like obviously if people know that their world is marked by the entities, then more entities won't come. But who's to say that somebody hasn't theorized, well, if we create enough chaos, then they'll recognize something's wrong and maybe an entity will pass by. Like, I don't know. It could be something like that too. Who knows?
You've got a Captain Ahab situation. I'm gonna hunt me
Yeah.
a white worm.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Gonna get me
Yeah.
that a baddie.
I mean,
Right.
we know all the shards have a degree of sentience, so
Yeah.
we've dabbled in obviously the Taylor's last moments, right? Shard is kind of fully in control, etc. I wouldn't be surprised if there's some Shardnanigans going on with
Shenanigans.
Yeah.
with
Mhm.
some maybe fully realized Shard or something like that, trying to rebuild Scion or Eden or something. So be something. Yeah. Who knows? It's fun. It's crazy.
Yeah, if I was writing a sequel to my first story, I'd also include shards in some way and Endbringers in some way, at least at some point, because that seems like one of the more unique parts of this universe.
Right.
Yeah, Endbringers, Simurg / Kansu, maybe, who knows? I definitely feel like we're getting a return of the Titans at some point.
All right.
Mm,
Well, real quickly,
Yeah.
favorite powers from this rest of this arc.
Mm. The comments dubbed him Arena, the cape
Oh, Arena.
who can put you into a zone, depower you, and
Yeah.
then face you one-on-one.
It's so cool.
I just think that's the compelled dual power is pretty neat. I really like it.
Heck
Yeah,
yeah.
it'd be hard to beat. That was a cool highlight for the arc for sure.
Yeah. I'll just give. I also like that one the most, but I'll give a special shout out power to the Nailfarer, because that's just a
Mm.
weird power to make doors
Yeah.
out of dead
Yeah.
tissue.
Yeah.
Whatever that means.
Wow.
We don't even know what that means yet.
Honorable mention to Chicken Large.
Yep.
Yeah.
I will say, getting to see Chicken Little's power from his own head about how it works and how it's very different from how Taylor's power worked, I thought was really
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah. Agreed.
It's
Similar
like
yet
Taylor
unique.
power, but worse.
Yeah, exactly. Not as good.
Without that much of a mastery that she had.
Yeah. He hasn't gotten there yet. He'll get there.
Yeah,
He'll get there.
Bernard, I'm not going to answer either of those questions. They're a little too leading.
My favorite power. I really like Darlene. I thought she was kind of cool. She has kind of this connection to other people and I don't know, I guess it's like the feeling of, I don't want to say feeling of your body, but like you're aware of the people in the,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, in
It's a
the,
soul bond.
yeah.
It's a soul
Yeah.
bond. Yes.
No, but
How
like
about a
I don't know how to
soul
describe it other than like as Chicken Little's they're walking through the hospital, he can feel the whole like Darlene, she's biting her nails and it's getting just a little too close to the quick of the nail, or he can like feel like the hair on someone's legs like rubbing against the pant leg, and like the fact that they're all connected and like kind of feeling each other like in the aura space I think that's really cool. I like that a lot. And just any of the Heartbreaker powers all kind of connected back into this like manipulation of your senses and how those things connect together. Like I find that's really cool.
Yeah, they're cool. They're cool powers.
Yeah, I was gonna say Metal Gear Solid 4, the paramilitary mercenary squads with the nanites operate like that, where they walk around, and because they have the nanites, they can all see what each other see and feel what each other feel. So they're really
Mm.
effective, like little 4-man squads running around.
Nice.
But yeah, all right. Well, with that out of the way, next week we've got another 100,000 plus.
Not
I'm
next
sorry,
week.
not next week. 2 weeks from now, which Michael will
Next
give us
time.
the date because he's smart. But we'll be reading arc 11.1 to. I'm going to give us a little bit more in the first half. It's going to be uneven. It'll probably be like, a little bit more like 60,000 or something in the first half and 40,000 in the back half. So we'll do 11.1 to 11.8. So
And that'll be on the 25th.
slightly bigger.
Yep, the week of
25th.
Thanksgiving.
Week of Thanksgiving. Perfect. Yes, Bernard, in a fortnight. It's a great way to
Nice.
say it.
Ah.
So, like I said, 11.1 to 11.8. That'll be 2 weeks from now on the 25th.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you all for being here live. We love really interacting with you, and you provide so much help, good answers, good questions. Thank you so much to my hosts here. Michael, especially for helping produce all this and keep all of this running. And a special thank you to our patrons, as per the usual. We love you guys so much. And gosh, oh, you're so close to a bingo. The bingo, I got to read off the bingo.
Yeah, don't forget the bingo.
Then we'll drop off. But thank you to you all who are here, and thank you for those who are listening. As for the bingo, we had Nick Goes Full Teacher. I'm sorry, we'll do the ones that we did. Annalise, should she? I Knew It. Alan Rants, Who Is That? Fuck Amy. Hannah Loves the Body Horror. Cat on Screen. Hannah Cries. And Love for Coil Sniper. We didn't get with Nick Goes Full Teacher. Someone's name is mispronounced. Clusters are the real threat theory. Michael has to reel them in. Milk. Aiden, that's a bad idea. Jacob makes a TV movie comparison.
I was close to reeling us in several times, but the chaos was too funny.
There were a couple times
Too funny.
you had a look on your face where I was like,
was
"Oh,
so
he's
close.
gonna."
Yeah,
Gonna say
I'd say we probably hit the Aiden. That's a bad idea too. We
Yeah, we
implied
definitely
that
hit the
with
Aiden one for sure.
Yeah, well, it
I
doesn't
think.
give me a bingo, so I don't care.
I was like, it doesn't apply to me, so fuck it.
All right.
Fantastic.
Well, Truett did
Oh
get
yeah,
one.
nice.
Hey, there we go.
Sweet.
There you go.
Let's listen
Yeah.
to a song,
Congratulations,
eh?
Truett. Yeah, and Michael, what do we have some music?
Music.
Join the Patreon, please come on and join the Patreon. Why don't you just join the Patreon? Come support us and join the Patreon. Please help us and join the Patreon. We have fun, join the Patreon. It's great, yeah, join the Patreon. Why don't you just join the Patreon? Come on, come on.
Daddy likes his fans, but Daddy loves his patrons.
All right. Thanks for joining, everyone. Thanks for commenting. We'll see you on the 25th. 2 weeks.